everybody. Good morning or good afternoon or good evening. Depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy Wednesday. Welcome back to a brand new, fresh, shiny, hot off the press Hazel stream. We're here. We're ready to go. Look at how, oh, hang on a second. You guys are still fine, but I need to, gosh, my browser, hang on. I'm going to take some extensions off of my browser because it's been crashing like bad. And that just took down my chat windows. So let me just disable some extensions and see if that's the trouble, because I have a sneaking suspicion that it is. Let's just kill that one, shall we? And you know what? Let's just do these ones as well. We're not using those. And then see if that helps, because if it doesn't, then I'm gonna have to like find my login and use, I don't know, Edge or something gross like that. Oh dear me. How's everybody doing? I hope that your week, which you may be in the middle of, has been off to a lovely start. Look at these cute alts sitting on the loading screen. The way that the undead lady just sits cross-legged, all hunched over and resigned, is so funny to me. Let's see here. Let's get this one. There's my chat window. Good morning, Miss Hazel. Hi, Hazel. How'd your home hunting go? Uh-oh. I saw that one, and then it crashed again. I'm going to try a different browser. What do we have? We'll try Edge. I would do Firefox, but I'm not installed on it right now. Ew, this is gross. It's different, and I don't like it. Am I logged into Twitch? Of course not. Hang on a second. I know my Twitch login. Otherwise, I'm going to have to just stream a cappella. And just pretend that chat's asking me things and have no idea what they are. Let's see. That's gonna be. For heaven's sake, I haven't logged into this in ages. I'm probably gonna need to get my phone for an authenticator. I heard a sub. I can't see what it is. I'm so sorry. We will get all caught up shortly. Let me see. Is that it? Make sure I'm not typing my password into chat here. That would be a bad day. We've disabled the ability to log in with your email address. Why in God's green earth would you do that? Is it just that? Oh yeah, look at that. Hang on. Oh no, my phone's gone. I'm so sorry. I'd say that I'm not usually this messy, but that would be a lie. I'll be right back. Streams up, you know, that's a good thing. At least we're still live. That's nice. I'm just gonna grab an authenticator code. If this is how I get hacked, I kind of deserve it. Okay. Alright, we're getting somewhere. Can I go to my channel? Well, that's alright. That's my channel. I can see. I want my stream summary. No, this is terrible. Don't tell me I had less viewers last stream. That's not a very nice thing to tell me. Stream manager. There we go. You gotta be careful where you go poking around on these stream UI things, because sometimes they just want to get you down. We're gonna pull this one out, and I have chat back. Woo! There we go. Hang on. What do you mean? Hang on. It's just bad news from all corners over here. I don't know what that means. Not now. Later problem. Arisoon, I see your resub now. Thank you very, very much. 48-month resub. Loving the Undead Warlock leveling. Excellent Hazel content. Thank you. Ah, girls. Where the chaos lives. I did the forehand curls special. Made an impulse buy of 50 D20 dice. Don't regret it. Dice are fun. What are they for? Are they for playing? Are they for having? Let's see. I was gonna do a weekly, and then I was gonna do Warlock leveling, because my Warlock is 77. Eagle-eyed viewers may notice that's a tiny bit higher than it was last time. That's because I did a tiny bit of leveling off stream. I figured you guys wouldn't mind. And then I have a secret. I have a trick. I did a single plus 10 last week. Vault gave me the exact same myth item as the one I already had. Did that. I had two options. One of them was the same one I had, and my other myth option was a stinko trinket. It was bad. I'd never even heard of it. It was a mana battery, and I'm a holy priest. I don't use mana. So I ended up taking, I think, a socket. I think I took socket adding devices, and I don't even think I've used it. No, it's in my bag. My SAD is in my bag right now, because I haven't even used it, because the only thing I could socket are hero pieces that don't even have, like, amazing stats. I guess the helmet's alright, but, like, it feels bad to socket something that's not Mythtrek. I need to do one more scrap job for the week Undermine Weekly, and then I think my Undermine rep is going to be good. I have a chat list that I was working on. I figured... Oh yeah, I could do World Quest as well. Maybe I'm going to start turning in chat lists to Chet now for the part-timer achievement, knowing that we're, like, what, 1 week away from getting a patch that's going to make Goblin Cartel rep come faster, so maybe I don't need to be brute forcing it quite as hard anymore. That could be a thing. They're fulfilling the empty dice bag I had. They are all sorts of colors. Lovely. I get that. Don't think one can have too many dice. I occasionally am struck by the desire that I haven't given into yet, but it's probably a matter of time, to acquire a small amount of marbles. Not to play marbles with. Even when I was a kid and I played marbles, I was not fully aware of how it worked. Something about big marbles and little marbles and trying to roll them. It was, you know, it's like curling, but without the fun. But they're, you know, they're little glass and they're pretty. Let's see. We're doing a scrap job. That's what we're after. Cheerhala, thank you for the 47-month resub. Terror bad luck. I also took another socket on one of my alts, and then my third alt, Anthus. So Boppin got a socket. My hunter took a socket as well, which sucks because she doesn't have anything good to socket either. And Anthus, I haven't taken anything because he's going to get either... Gosh, I forget what one of them was. But the other option is a polearm. So it's a two-handed weapon, which is great because he has a veteran track two-hander for Rhett. But it's a weird one with a funny effect and no main stat on it. There's no strength on it. And I was going to sim it to see if it was better than the one I have, because I don't know if it's any good or not. But then I realized I'm not set up to sim anything, and I got frustrated in about a third of a second and gave up. So he hasn't even taken anything from his vault yet. I guess I could always take the two-hander and just use it anyways for item level to save, like, on upgrade tokens or something. Or, like, it must be a Mog I don't have. You'd have to assume that I don't have that Mog yet. I mean, you don't have to assume anything, but if you assume that, you'd probably be right. What was it called? It was a polearm. I forget what it was called. It was definitely a polearm. This is salvageable. It's okay. Oh, hi, kitty cat. Hi, sweetie. You want to come up? Wait, let's get a little room. You need one set of every color, right? At least. Oh, kitty. Oh, there you go. Sorry, I had a blanket in my lap. That made it a little harder than it needed to be. And this way, I don't think we're going to win this race, but we did complete it, and that's the important thing. Yeah, not such hot vaults for me this week. Some weeks you just don't, the luck is just not with you. Maybe at some point on stream we can look at that, look at Anthus's vault and find out if it's any good. But one thing that did go good is I found out a faster way to do delves, leveling delves on my Warlock. RTS Planner, thank you for the 57-month resub. Very much appreciated. We're back. We're back. Earlier, before all of my difficulties, somebody, maybe Octopixie, was asking me about my house hunt. Oh, the scrap job's gone. I guess I could do the whole in one thing. And I'm glad you asked because I want to complain about it. I have some whining to do. I have some feelings to share. So I had been kind of like sitting on. Hang on, where are we going with this one? We're going this way. I'd been kind of, or no, we're going this way. Sitting on like some updates because I didn't want to share them until I had good news because it was also up in the air. There was a house that I was looking at that I really liked. Like I went and looked at a bunch of houses and this one was just perfect. It was just right in a lot of different ways. And it had so many lovely things going for it, and the couple of things that it didn't have going for it were things that were like easily fixable, or like not really a problem for me in my particular life. I'm gonna be real vague about all the specifics, as always, but let's just say it was lovely. And I knew that you can't get too attached to stuff because there's really no guarantees in real estate. And when we saw it, it already had an accepted offer. But our realtor correctly told us that we had a chance at it because the offer that they had accepted was contingent on that buyer selling their house first, and they were having a really hard time doing that. So because I don't have to sell a house to get into one of them because I'm renting right now, I had a little bit of an advantage in that I could make a secondary offer, and if it got accepted and I could drop my conditions first, I would be able to get it, right? So that's what I've been working on. We were doing financing, we got it appraised, we got an inspection. I went up there a bunch of times. And you're not supposed to fall in love with it because it's not a sure thing. And there's no guarantee that it's going to work out, but it's hard not to when you keep walking through it and you've got all these photos and you're looking at the layout and you're like, oh, this would be really good for my office. And Lucy would really like this. And I think Kitty would really like this spot. And it's really close to this thing. And I really like this area. I'm not going to say where it is. I'm not going to say how far it is. Because I'm going to be real vague about all the different neighborhoods I'm looking in. I think when I move, I'm going to be extremely vague about where I've landed. But it was awesome. And I loved it very much. And we found out over my weekend that the first offer, like we were so close too, but the first offer went through. So we didn't get the house, and we're out. It was always a risk, but I am out some money for having done like the inspection and the appraisal and everything. And, gas and time and mainly heartbreak. And it happens, and I'm sure it's happened to other people, and maybe it'll even happen again. It's kind of a hot market. There's going to be multiple offer situations, and we were a backup offer, so it was always a risk. But it's hard because everybody's like, oh, that just means it's not the one. A better house is going to be right around the corner. And I realized this morning what the feeling feels like. And it feels like a breakup. It feels like this house dumped us. It feels like it said that it didn't want us anymore. And I'm 16 and everyone's like, oh, there's more fish in the sea. But I don't want a different house. I wanted that house. And I know that's not how this works, and I don't care. It's hard. So I'm in my complaining era right now. I will feel better about it eventually. But for right now, I am big sad is basically where I'm at. It doesn't help that the rest of the houses that are up, we looked at a bunch of them, and there's nothing else that's like even close to as nice. So, sad, big sad, but it's fine. I'm busy in May anyway. It's not really a great time for me to move. If we had gotten it, I would have been moving like the week after my wedding. It would have been like wedding, honeymoon, move, like immediately. So it's maybe best that that's not how it's going, but I was all excited, man. Yeah, I did get a practice run. I know a lot more about the process. So there's that. There are like silver linings, but I'm not really in the mood to appreciate them right now. I'm just heartbroken. I'm just sad. It had really nice light. It had really nice light. Go shoot Chaos Bolt at things. I'm an Affliction Warlock! Doing anything fun? Yeah, we're getting away for a couple of days. I have, we're doing a little honeymoon. It's, not far. It's like day trip distance. But we're staying not at our home for a couple of nights, which I think counts as a honeymoon. I had some Airbnb credits, so I was able to set something up on kind of a budget because I'm saving most of my money for moving and housing expenses. And also, one good thing, or I don't know if it was good, but one thing that I learned, because I went through the inspection, right? So we had an inspection done. We went up there. We did the walkthrough. So I got kind of walked through like all of the different bits and pieces and how long they're expected to last, and learned about like different types of building materials things are made with, and different processes that you go through to verify or investigate or upgrade things. And I knew this before, but I have a better sense now of how whenever I get into a place, whatever place it is, none of them are perfect. Even the brand new ones have problems, and that there's never too much money to fix things. You can never have too much of a little extra pocket of savings for when something or another needs attention. So, I don't know where the takeaway was from that. I guess just that I'm still in my frugal era. I've been in my frugal era, but I'm still kind of in my being extremely cheap about everything mode, because I feel like any extra dollar I can save towards all of this will help, especially if I'm gonna keep blowing money on inspecting houses that I'm not gonna get to live in. What am I doing? I was gonna do a scrap job. I did a scrap job. My scrap weekly's done. Did I turn it in? Yes, I did. I turned in my scrap weekly, so I got some reputation. I'm allied with Bilgewater now. Having finished Steamweedle, I am now switching to Bilgewater. I'm going to get them each to Exalted before I fuss about Paragon caches, is my plan. Let's do the rest of our world quests up here before we get into leveling. Whatever affliction does that. We're going up. We need to get up. Is there a ladder? Or is it probably stairs, eh? Taking a week break from streaming. Yeah, there's going to be a week off somewhere around there for weddings / honeymoon. Because we're only gone for a couple of days, but we have a lot of family coming from out of town. So we're going to spend some time with them in the days leading up to the wedding as well. Because it's nice to see people when you get a chance to. As the weather gets nicer, more people may start listing. I really hope so. Because I am not feeling very charitable about the houses that are available within my budget right now. I do not like them. I think it's because they're not the one that I wanted, but I've been looking through the listings being nope, yucky, weird, creepy, gross, not this street, not in this lot, don't like that thing, not enough space back here, thinky, not for me, no thank you. I'm being very adult about it. I'm sorry you're sad. I thought I was never going to find the house I was looking for. I was 50 years old buying my first house 9 years ago. Got discouraged and then found the house I love. Finished basement, fenced yard for my dog. 1-car garage and the yard is big. Oh, thank you. That is encouraging. Got inspired by your undead warlock and decided to delve on my Aflock prop pally for the first time. A lot of careful planning. I was able to do 1 tier 11 and 3/8 on a 575. With a 567 prop pally, I feel like a delve god. You are a delve god with those credentials. That's wild. You will find it. I know. I got all excited because it was going to be such a quick, time frame. So it was all oh man, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to call these people, and I'm going to put this notice in here, and I just wanted to do it, I just wanted to. I've gotten mentally checked out of my life here. And I was all excited to start to start a new chapter somewhere else. And I had it all planned out. And now I'm going to have to. I mean, I could still move to that area if I find a different place there, but it's not going to be in that house. How's everyone doing? Hello. Doing all right. Finally got back to yoga. I had not been to yoga for a week because I had been stressed and busy with the whole house business. And also because I'd kind of had this thought of man, if I'm moving, I'm just going to quit anyways, or I'm going to have to quit the studio at least because I can't keep going here once I live that far away. So I may as well not worry about it, because what's the point of working so hard for all this progress when I'm not going to be able to see it through? It's I'm doing all this work trying to do prep for more advanced stuff, but if I'm never going to do it, then there's really no point. I know that's kind of flawed logic, but that was sort of how I was feeling. I haven't done these world quests. I'm going to be a bit bad at these. So I hadn't been, but I went again today because I guess I'm living here for a while longer. And there's only so long I can make excuses about not wanting to drive through the insane construction going on in town. When in doubt, just keep taking random turns until you get to where you're going and you find a road that's not blocked off, Amy, thank you very much for the 26-month resub. Move to Nova Scotia. I want to stay on Vancouver Island. I betcha I could probably afford a slightly nicer place in Nova Scotia, but and I'm sure it's beautiful, but I spent 7 years away from my family. I lived in the States for a while, and I don't want to move that far from them again. I don't ever want to be farther than a reasonable drive. You know, definition of reasonable pending, but there could be lots of reasons to bother. Totally up to you. I think it's hard because, like, I know that right now my schedule is really unsustainable. Because the early mornings are really the only time I can get there. But, like, they're so early that I keep, like, changing when I'm waking up, and then I'm waking up early even when I don't need to, and then I'm waking up late, and it's just, it's kind of a mess. So I was almost looking forward to moving away and then finding some other rhythm or other activities or whatever else it was going to be that I could do without having to continually adjust my sleep every week. But it's a later me problem, I guess. Have fairies in a better city. 2 wrongs don't make a right, but 3 rights do make a left. Don't I know it? That's my favorite trick. No. But I really shouldn't quit yoga. I just know it's going to be really hard for me to keep it up at the same level I've been doing it if I move away from a studio that I can go to most days. I am somebody who has a really hard time keeping things up all by myself in a room, you know. I need that like social pressure and muscle memory of like showing up to a place where other people are doing it and where that's the only thing that you do when you show up to that place. Probably explains a lot about my lack of content creation too. If I just like went to an office, I'm sure I would do way better, but we've pulled at that thread before. I don't know what it is that I'm doing here. I need to use a rooftop teleporter, which looks like this one. It's my first week with Bilgewater, so I'm new, which means I'm a little bit lost. They want me to take a party bazooka. There it is. And burst some balloons. Why wouldn't they be on explosives? Hour away from my family kind of sucks. Do a 180 announce out of nowhere, be like, I'm moving to Brazil, learn capoeira. There was one place that I looked at where there was the guy was selling his house because he was just like gonna peace out, move to Mexico, and then the realtor was like, yeah, a lot of people are doing that, and I'm like, are they? I guess so. I suppose it's probably more affordable to live than here. And world quests I'm familiar with now. I'm a little done with these ones. Also, I have a complaint to make. Look at this. I killed the Godfather, pardon me. I killed him yesterday. I got a piece of loot. It did not complete my world quest. I don't know what's up with that. It should have done. It shouldn't matter if you're in a raid group or not for that particular one, but it hates me, and therefore it's just denying me. Now it says coffer key shards. Yesterday it was denying me gold. It's bullying me personally, and I don't appreciate it. Add-on that pops up when you view the map. This is world quest list. This is world quest list on the right here, which I like very much. Very good for stuff. Ooh. I should do, hang on, Family Battler of Undermine, because we're fighting, what's her name? Presley Wavecutter. We could do her with an elemental team. Let's do that. Let's grab Zufu on frickin' Microsoft Edge. Because my Chrome was crashing. So we're looking for War Within, Undermine. We want to do Elemental, and we want to do Presley Wavecutter. We'll do at least one anyway. I am getting closer to having this achievement done, actually. It's been kind of coming along. Not at speed or anything, but... Ooh, speaking of achievements, I'm actually getting closer to as well. I am only like a handful, 3 or 4 Delve stories away from finishing the Delve meta, finally. I got a couple more of them while I was leveling my Warlock. Okay, let's get into this one. There we go. Just get a better Chrome. Has anybody else had that issue of Google Chrome? For me, it's the last 2 days. It's just been just crashing after having it open for 1 to 3 minutes. It just like hard crashes. I had that with the world boss quest a few times. Helps to leave the area, come back, and then it completes. Okay, maybe I'll poke my nose in there and see if it wants to give me my thing. Managed to get a Paragon cache from the Blackwater Cartel, and it dropped them out. Congratulations. I don't think they're guaranteed, only because I got 1 Paragon cache for... I'm assuming it was a Paragon cache. I got a freebie from Steamweedle when I first got them to Exalted, and I did not get a mount in that, so I don't think it's 100%. I'm hoping it's high, though. I'm hoping that whatever the percent is, it's good. That would be nice. Kept telling me there was no data on my herbalism, though I'm several levels up. Oh. Had Chrome hard crash every so often. Windows 7, not using a new version. Yeah, I guess I should try to upgrade my Chrome. That would be a smart place to start. I don't even know what Windows I'm on anymore, but I did update it at some point. I'm definitely past 7. I remember I was still working retail. I was in a pre-streamer era when I had to take on the sorry job of trying to talk people into... I had to try to sell Windows 8. I don't know if you remember Windows 8. It was when they first added smart tiles. They were obsessed with making even your desktop computer interface look like a touch interface because they also had Surface tablets. I was tasked by Microsoft reps to help push that, and I'm like, okay. If someone wants it, I'll help them. If they don't want it, they don't have to have it though, because it ain't better. It was not a popular OS. It did that thing that I hate it when computers do, which is to remove options from you or hide them for fear of confusing you when they were previously both not that confusing and available in an easy place. Like, they added simplified menus that were not as effective and did not have things people needed. And the real menus were still in there. I think the current versions of Windows do this to some extent as well. But maybe they made the default ones slightly more useful. But, like, it was like they, like, baby-proofed the thing, except that they made it stupid. Like, not my favorite. Oh, we could do the special assignment. That would be good for some reputation, huh? Uh-oh, I fell. Oops. Test using Brave. So far, so good. I did not hear about that Elder Scrolls remaster. That would be kind of neat. Here it is. This one. This is our teleporter. Hi, Kitty. How you doing? Because I hadn't been to yoga in a while, and I went this morning, when I came home, Moose and Kira were both waiting for me at the door, and Moose was just beside himself excited that I came home. I've also been away from home a lot more than usual over the last week or two because I've been going to all these things. And he's fine at home on his own, but he's definitely, like, really excited when I get back. And this morning he was just like, oh my god, I thought you were leaving forever. And I pet the cat first because she has seniority and because she met me at the door too. And Moose looked at the cat and looked at me and was like, what? I'm right here. It was very funny. I did pet him too, don't worry. Lovely feeling to come home too. It's so nice. This morning when I was having breakfast, I was sitting on the floor so I could stretch a little bit more while I was eating. And Moosey sits on the couch behind me, and he just kind of like shoved his face like into my shoulder, kind of into my armpit a little bit. And it was so cute. It's hard to be on time for stream because he cuddles me right before stream, and I have to get up and I have to disturb a sleeping like baby puppy. And it's hard. I don't want to sometimes. He's so cute when he's tired. He gets all smooshy faced and like snuggly. All right, we got some leaky gaskets, 3 more world quests, and then we are set to go. I didn't do the I guess I didn't do the side gigs. I don't know if I want to. Maybe it's a later me problem. Oh, nice. Okay, our chat list is full. We can turn it in. Do I want to turn it into... Oh, I guess I should accept the fact that I do need to do the part-timer achievement eventually. For chatmate. 2 of 100. If I remind myself that I'm going to want that, because there is a cosmetic associated with it. It's not just the title, which is also kind of fun. It's not just the title. You also can have a leaky gaskets repaired. There's a jetpack transmog that you can only buy once you are a part-timer with Jet. I should probably start working on that because turning them in for finder's fees does not count. I see the thing I need to click on. Is it just a matter of like clicking on it? Do I have to jump? I'm short. I'm short and unoriginal. I'm not creative at problem solving today. He's not so baby anymore. You take that back, you monster. Baby is not just an age. Baby is a state of being. Baby is a mood. You know, sometimes he's feeling baby. Muffy. We do not crate him. He hasn't had a crate since he was a tiny puppy, and even then I didn't really have the heart to put him into it. He slept in it once or twice, but I never closed the door. I don't think I'm a dog crate kind of person. I'm not against them, it's just not for me. Prep first, title log second. Yeah, but like 100 of them. I feel like by the time that I am done... I agreed with you last week, but knowing that they're going to buff the rep gains to those cartel things by 100% from like the standard sources like World Quest and Weeklies makes me think that it's not going to be as bad to finish them as we were originally forecasting. It's going to kind of depend a little bit on the drop rates of the Paragon mounts, but I think that it may behoove me to start part-timer sooner rather than later if I'm ever going to do it. How did you do it without a crate? So for the first like 2 weeks, we had like a dog jail, which was not just a crate, but like a puppy pen kind of thing for when he was like a real baby. And we would have him in there if he wasn't supervised, but he was fully like drawing up blueprints, planning how he was going to break out. He was very smart and very determined. So then we just started letting him out and keeping an eye on him and trying to train him not to mess with stuff he wasn't supposed to mess with. He did good. He did good. When will you be taking a week off? That is going to be in May. About a month from now, maybe a little bit longer. I'm going to take off the end of this week, probably from Friday on, if I had to guess. And then I'm not going to be back until the following Friday. Maybe even Saturday, honestly. I might do Friday, like I might be gone for this whole week here. Cause for a chunk of that, I'm not gonna be home. Not this Friday, no, in May. Not for another month. We got a little bit of time. Hazel, how many problems in World of Warcraft do you think would have been solved if they just gave Inksy a clock? Oh dear. Wouldn't get part-timer. So you're only getting progress towards part-timer if you're turning Chet lists into Chet. If you're turning them in for rep, you're not getting progress at all. That's why I'm thinking of starting to turn them into Chet. I think you're allowed to take a week for a wedding. Yeah, I suppose so. It's just funny. I never take, like, I guess I do take my Hazel vacations. I have taken weeks off before. It's not like I never do that. But it's, taking time off for life stuff almost never happens for me. Like, in beyond, like, a day for a dentist or something like that. Or, like, obviously house hunting lately. But, I don't know, like, I got divorced. I'm pretty sure I missed like 2 days and came back. Maybe 1 day. It might have been just 1 day for the move to get my internet hooked up. I think I managed to, yeah. I'm usually a kind of stream on any day humanly possible because it's fun to stream and it's not that big of a deal. But for the wedding, I'm going to be out of town. Remember that first stream from Canada? It was kind of fun just putting it together and making it work without all my furniture. Like, I didn't have a desk. I didn't move with a desk. I got rid of my old desk because it was in terrible shape. It was an old IKEA thing that had been kind of not trashed, but it was not doing so good anymore. So I got rid of that when I left the States and I got a new one here, but it took me a while to get my new furniture. So for a while I was like trying to stream off of my dining table, which is, seats 2 kind of thing. It seats 2 people if they like each other. Yeah, I think streaming was good during that life transition too. Talk to the ISP, get them to do the move on the day you need it. Yeah, there may be other things. Next time I move, I'm not going to be as adamant about getting everything set up. Like, obviously I'm going to get it all set up, but it's going to be a big move. There's going to be a lot of moving pieces. I'm not going to rush it. If I have to take a couple days from stream, then that's what I'm going to do. We'll get set up in the next place whenever it's ready. But I have to find a next place because my last one didn't work. Sad. This is wise. You know, life is short, but it's not that short. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. We'll make it. You can set things up weeks in advance. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. It sounds stressful. It sounds like more stress that is not necessary for like a day or two. Went through the same house heartbreak before my current house, but now I love this house. I am fully prepared to gobble up as many stories like that as you guys have for me, so please keep them up. They're helping. I was just all caught up in like, man, other houses aren't gonna have this thing or that thing, or like, I mean, maybe they will, but it had a really nice. I really liked the outdoor space, and I really liked the view. It had a lovely kind of nature vibe. And I don't know if I told you guys this. When I was deciding whether or not to put an offer on it in the first place, I showed the listing to Moose. I showed it to him on a laptop. I didn't bring him out there, but I showed it to him on the laptop. And he was kind of game, and he like looked at it. And I said, Moosey, blink twice if this is the house. And then he looked at me, and then he blinked, and then he blinked again. And then my fiance and I both lost it because we were both watching, and it was insane. It was weird. That's not a command that he knows. We have never... He's not a blinky boy. It's not normal for him to do that, and we've never in our lives tried to train him to do that. It was freaky. I was convinced it was, like, divine. I was... What on earth is this quest? They're gonna make me read. Oh, it's a Simon Says. Okay, there's yellow, red, green, blue. Okay. Yellow. Yellow. It's funny that I didn't make it explode while I was mashing buttons. You'd think that defusing a bomb would be a little bit more sensitive than this. I guess I lost a bunch of health. Oh dear. Oh dear. You know, learning curve. Right. Green. Blue. Finally reached a point where retail feels like a job that doesn't want... that I don't want to work. Same content over and over. Oh yeah, if you don't like the people you're playing with, that's no good. That's no good. You gotta find your people. With the exception of one who got their first offer accepted. All of them applied to dozens of them. Well, that was the heartbreaking thing, is that our offer was accepted, and we offered a little lower than we thought we were going to have to pay to leave some negotiating room, and they took our first offer. So not only did I think I was going to get it, I thought I was going to get a deal. I thought I was actually going to have, like, some money to move with. Yeah. No, we got almost all the way there. We were a backup offer, but we were accepted. We appraised it. We inspected it. I went to the inspection. We were so close. That's why I'm heartbroken. It's not just, oh, I made an offer and they took a different offer. We had a moving date. I need time to mourn. Uh-oh. I'm not very good at this bomb thing. I'm just pressing buttons. I'm not the person that you want in a minefield. It was good for me to drive around in some of these different towns, though, and drive through different neighborhoods and get more of a feel for them. Because, like, I've been stalking various places extensively on Google Maps, but you do get a different feel when you drive through places on different days and at different times. And I have a better lock on which kind of areas I might like to live. I think I could make lots of places work, but I have a better feel of which things might actually work for me. Okay, so I'm gonna turn chat list into chat. Am I? Oh, it hurts. You know why it hurts? Is my Valor Stones are almost capped anyway. I literally don't need the Valor Stones. I'm gonna get my Valor Stones capped in raid tonight. Oh, I'll turn in for rep. Why not? Well, I'm 2 of 100 over here. What is my rep anyway? Am I close to anything cool? Sort of. Alright, fine. Where's the Bilgewater Quartermaster? I'll turn this one in for rep, but I'm gonna switch to turning them into chat any day now. Just you wait. We're saying, hello, can you help me find the Bilgewater Quartermaster? I'm not used to it. It's up there. Yeah, that's the one. Okay. Cut the green wire. Nothing replaces the first-hand experience of being there and seeing it. I will say that things like rush hour traffic, while important to know about, don't affect me terribly much. I live in a place right now that has hideous rush hour. Bad. Big bad. And you know what I do? Is I don't go anywhere between the hours of like 1 and 6:30. On any weekday and some weekends. If I need to go anywhere, I'll just like walk. because it is not worth your life to try to get to a lot of places in a car, especially if you're like, I don't know, an anxious-ish driver like me. So, and I can get away with that because I don't have a commute. I don't have to commute for rush hour. I don't have to get my groceries at any particular time. So I am able to just kind of pick times that are more convenient to do things that I need to do. All right. So there we go. We got our 500 reputation. And I think my weeklies are pretty much done. I've done 3 out of 4 delves in this character already this week. Also, her item level is spooky. I've done her delves. I have one more I could do. I actually have a few more I could do keys-wise, but yeah. Bran! My Bran is level 70. That's exciting. But we're going to whip out Bran, and we're not doing it on main. We're doing it on that Warlock. I have 2 hours and 15 minutes, and I fully intend to get to 80, so I need to start moving on that, because I feel like the last couple levels take longer than I'm giving them credit for, and I don't want to be wrong. Give rep with, I suppose it doesn't really matter, does it? Give rep with this one. It'll be good. We'll get a Paragon cache for next time that we're down there. 77 to 80 went pretty quick doing a delve tour. My problem is that I'm almost out of delves. I have some left in an Ajkahet bottom zone. I always want to call Ankahet, but it's Ajkahet. And then I'm out. Then I've done them all at least once. Previously, my delves were taking me 12 to 15 minutes in this character, so that they were feeling kind of slow, but I found out something. I found a trick to it that made them a lot faster. So we're gonna head down to Ajkahet and we'll give it a go here. Fresh new weekly. Unfortunately, I did not get her finished leveling last week. I wanted to. I thought it was going to be really good. Here, we'll do delves because we're going to do those anyways. But alas, you know, we didn't make it. It's fine. I just wanted to get an extra week of vault, but what are you going to do? Nope, that's not where I'm going. I'm going to Ajkahet. It's a different portal. I've done one of these delves already. I guess I did Underkeep because I didn't turn in the Delver's Call yet. So we'll sit on that for a minute. We're going to do the Ajkahet delves that are not Underkeep. This place is almost perfect except for the old wiring. 1950s build. Walking distance from 2 pubs. It's funny how different things would be positives for some people and negatives for other people. Depending on who you are and what your life situation and desires are. There we go. Although things that are positives for most people, even if they're not directly good for you, can still be good because they'll affect the resale value of your home for when you're trying to sell it again one day. Assuming that I don't just live there until I die. Which is kind of my dream, but, you know, let's wait and see. Here, we'll turn that in. That's all good. So we've done Underkeep. The other delves in this zone are Spiral Weave Takrathan. Spiral Weave and Takrathan. That's it. Yeah, that's it. I did all these ones, I'm pretty sure. I think I did all the Halifal ones at least once. I don't recall if I did Nightfall Sanctum, but I think I did. Alright. Let's do Spiral Weave. I think I can, what is it? Shift right click? There's a way to, from that add-on. That is Delve Companion, and there's a way to actually waypoint the Delve. Anyway, Takrathan's down here. Spiral Weave is the north one, right? Yeah, it's up there. Means clothes shopping and a community center. Yeah, I'll show you my brand build. I'm pretty pleased with it. It's been working good for me. Let's get this one. It's been much faster than what I was doing before. And then I was playing around with it on mains in 11s too, and it was still good, but I think it really shines for leveling. So here's what we're gonna do. We do a 3. And we're gonna make sure that we pick up our Delver's Call, of course. My Bran is going to be set to DPS. So he's not going to heal, he's not going to tank. I've got my pet tanking. Bouncing grenades have been good. I'm happy with those, especially if nobody's healing because they can help interrupt things. This is the real kicker. Biofuel rocket gear, I feel like, is really strong and kind of underrated for leveling delves. Also for endgame delves. But basically, you get a stacking buff for killing mobs. It stacks all the way up to 30. It gives you haste and movement speed. And it lasts for 45 seconds. So you only need to kill something every 45 seconds in order to refresh your stacks and not let them drop. And critters count. So it's actually quite hard unless you're on a really long boss fight with no critters. Excavation Site 9 was bad for this. Unless you're on a really long boss fight, it's kind of hard to drop those stacks. And when you get it all the way stacked up to 30, you get quite a bit of haste. I'm going to get it stacked here properly, and then we'll take a look at it. So we'll do 1, 2, 3. We're going to do a seed. We're going to do a soul rot. We're going to do a malevolence.
Watch your step.
I'm going to Shadow Fury, start rapturing, rupturing, etc. So I have 24 seconds left on this buff, and I'm about to get it stacked up even higher. There we go. See how long we can get this one done in. This is, I think, a new story for me, which is great. If it's new for me, that means I need it for my achievement. Load and fire the ballista. But yeah, if I need to refresh my stacks, I can literally just kill a critter, and it's going to re-up. I can even, like, if I'm leaving this area, I can even kill the critters to mechanized reinforcement slain to help build my stacks, honestly. Okay, it's this buff up here. So right now I have 38% haste. And I get to just kind of keep that, and we're not even done yet.
Watch your step. Watch your step.
There we go. Another thing that helps is that I have some better gear in my Warlock now. Just from doing delves, I was able to fill out more of my armor slots, so her item level is much better than it had been. We will do this, and we will do this. This.
Watch your step.
27 stacks right now.
Watch your step.
Nearly at 30. But yeah, bouncing grenades is great because it's going to randomly stun things and interrupt big casts like that can be kind of dangerous. Oh no, I don't have any weasel then. Mechanized reinforcement slain and plundered artifacts recovered. So we can do this, top up our stacks. You're supposed to use the catapult on them? Oh. Because it doesn't seem like you have to.
Watch your step.
Let's get this done. This done.
Watch your step.
Oh, you know what I need to do is I need to make a hellstone.
Watch your step.
They give me an extraction button? They do not. I wonder if I didn't pick up the thing for it. And refresh my buff. Yeah, so it gets to 60%, which is like a double lust, and you can just keep that basically up through your entire delve. I feel like it's really generous. It's really not hard to keep that buff up. It stacks up quite quickly as well if you get delves that have like lots of trash in the beginning, or if you're able to just AoE critters. And I feel like for a utility curio, especially like for leveling delves, I was using bioprinter for a while. And there's not so many elites that you're even fighting, and they're not like they're good, but they're not 60% hasted, 100% uptime levels of good. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this again. I don't think I'm gonna worry about doing the thing. I think it's probably faster and easier for me to just
watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step.
Okay. So I have web bombs. I've been picking them up. Let's do this. Turn off my burning rush. I'm like, Why am I dying? What's hitting me so hard? Oh yeah, it's me. It's me. Whoops-a-daisy.
Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step.
Okay, lovely. I need 4 more of those guys.
Watch your step.
I'm not good at AF yet, but I am starting to get the hang of it. I'm at a point in my life where I've remembered at least the basics of what my core rotational buttons do, which is more than I can say for Paladin. Paladin let me get away with not knowing what any of it did. I'm probably not pressing things in a perfect order, but at least we know which ones are dots. Hi, Boogie. How you doing? How you doing? Happy Wednesday. Moving the objective bar. Is that an edit mode thing? I feel like mine is default. Curious to see how cooldown manager works. Yeah, I'm interested to see how user friendly it feels, because it's one of those things where you want to be able to customize exactly what you're showing and where, but you know, as WeCores have shown, sometimes it's kind of hard to set that sort of thing up completely by yourself. So this is the boss room. I've clearly gone too far without actually looting one of those artifacts. We gotta go back and get a box. We missed one somewhere. I'm just killing critters to keep my buff up. And I miss a little boxy box. Hello? Box? I spent a bunch of time driving on highways in the last week. And if you're, as I found out, if you're on the highway and you're kind of midday, a lot of the vehicles that you're driving alongside are going to be trucks. And some of them are faster than others, and some of them accelerate faster than others, and some of them really take their time, which is why you pass them. It's fine. But I kind of enjoyed, I would call them all truck, because it made me feel about it, and then I would decide whether or not any particular truck was a reasonable one to drive behind, because you were going to be driving behind some truck or another. The question was how you know, do they have a covered load, or like, what are we saying? What are the odds of something flying off the back of truck, and also how long does it take truck to get going up a hill? Some of them are better to be behind than others. All right, there we go. Never made my own WeCore and have no idea how. It's just something where there's a lot of options, and I don't think the cooldown manager is going to have that many options, so it would stand to reason that it's not going to be as overwhelming to try to like design something from scratch. But I will want to, I guess you're only really choosing your own buffs, right? Like, I just want to be able to basically pick out certain things that I want to track uptime on. So like, if I was on a Paladin, it might be Shield of the Righteous. For a BM Hunter, it's usually Frenzy, and maybe Beast Cleave that I want to see uptime on. Oh no, I let my buff fall. That's my own fault. That is 100% my own fault. I could have used critters to keep it up, but I got all distracted talking about truck. Happens to the worst of us. There we go. Turns out we didn't need that extra haste anyway. These curiosities, I love looting them, but they're not really worth looting while you're leveling, because they're never going to have brand experience. They are generally like 2 resonance crystals. Sometimes you'll get delve materials, but even those have been dropping in value. So I find that on a level 80 character, absolutely, by all means, go for them. I try to get as many as I can, but if I'm not level 80, I'm not too worried about it. So that was a 9-minute delve, which is a substantial improvement on 15 minutes, and I had to backtrack through half of it because I forgot to pick something up. So maybe the next one will be faster. We are level 78 and a half, and I can turn this one into. Back to work. Have a good rest of your stream and your day. I'll see you later. I do track buff up time with weak cores, but I would prefer something built in to do it instead. I will sometimes grab like a... I used to use Wowhead, honestly, to use the weak core generator for a specific spell or buff uptime. But it stopped working for me for some reason. Not a fan of leave instance button. Sometimes I don't remember, and sometimes I remember. Back to work. So yeah, I do use weak cores for that for now, but it would be nice to be able to not worry about it, because that's really all I use weak cores for the most part. I'm not somebody that likes having a ton of them. Let's do Takrathan, shall we? We need 1.5 levels now. I use DBM. For weak cores for raid, it's kind of fight dependent. In Liberation of Undermine, I haven't needed any. The only extra weak core I grabbed for Liberation of Undermine has been just a fun one, which gives you a little cha-ching then whenever you pick up the high roller buff in One-Armed Bandit. It's not necessary, but it makes you feel good. Some tiers, though, there will be mechanics that I find are much easier if I'm tracking them with a weak aura, so I will kind of grab them if they're linked in my raid chat and I think they're a good idea. That's super important to me. I was really happy about the change they made to that buff, letting you extend the duration longer than the initial, like, whatever it was, 12 or 15 seconds or something, because it makes it much easier to keep better uptime on it. Is it down here? I think it is. Is this a swimming one? I suppose it doesn't matter because I'm an undead warlock. It's a double whammy of water breathing. Make sure we pick this up. I have forgotten before, and it's usually a bad time when I do. I was going to pick up the food buff, but whatever. Working on Mythic, and oh boy, what a nightmare! I bet. I need to speak with somebody. Hello? How you doing? You're not the person trying to sell me air, are you? No, okay. This one has diving equipment anyway. You know what? I'm going to put a water breathing buff on myself. Not because I need it, but because it gives me a little swim speed, so if we're doing any swimming, it'll be nice. Let's grab this. Maybe these guys.
Watch your step.
Group everyone up a little bit.
Watch your step.
Mythic sticks. I take some kind of weird, perverse relief from not really knowing what the mythic mechanics are in any of the fights, because I know I'm never going to do mythics, so I'm never going to need to know. All I know is that they're hard. Like, they're complicated and they're difficult to execute. So for some reason, it's kind of like realizing that you're not going to take AP calculus and then just kind of like enjoying not knowing what it is that they're talking about. It's just that relief of like, wow, that looks really tough and it's super not my problem. I bet it's fun. I bet it's a cool fight. I watched some of the Mythic race. I did not figure out what they were doing different though. Shall we grab a few more? Yeah.
Watch your step. Watch your step.
Wicor just reminded me of it because he needed
Watch
Wicor to
your
tell you
step.
which quadrant to roll over trash in. Oh man, DBM keeps telling me to move to a certain marker whenever I get the rolling ball, and I'm like, we didn't set up any markers. I'm gonna go wherever I want. I'm gonna get in this trash and I'm going to go for a roll.
Watch your step.
I could handle the myth. I bet I could. The beautiful thing is that I don't want to and don't have to. That's what we're luxuriating in. It's not a question of whether or not we can. You can do lots of things. It doesn't mean you should. Well, there we go. That's the stuff. Raid Leader Exchange Discord. There's an entire channel devoted to sticks fails of people rolling over bombs or ping-ponging between bombs. It's great. I feel like we're generally a pretty, you know, well-oiled raid group. We get along, we do mechanics well together, but there's something about being in the trash ball that makes people, myself included, immediately play kind of antisocial. Like, it's every trash for themselves. You'll see people just like boom, 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 like bonking heads over and over and over again, trying to get past people. Like, it's, you take the nicest group of people that have been getting along for years and years and years, you stick them on trash balls, and it's immediately bumper cars. We get it down though. Chill burst canister. Get away from my trash. I take the ads whenever I can because they build up your ball a lot. But the problem is that ideally you take the ads and then you run your ball into the boss so that the ads get dropped off at the boss where melee can cleave them. But sometimes I'll do that. But then I'll realize there's still a bomb out like in range and I'm like, well, oh well. There's gonna be some sticky hyenas walking in from really far away and that's just gonna have to be okay. Would you say Galliwix's fight punishes small raid groups? I haven't really done it on different sizes. We've always kind of done it 14 to 16 people, maybe 12 at the smallest. I'm guessing. I don't actually know. I wouldn't really know. Galliwix punishes, or at least maybe it's changing because I think they're hotfixing it this week if they haven't already. But I think it punishes groups that don't have enough people that can swap to healer because you just need so much more healing. Or at least last week and previous you did. You needed so much more healing for your raid group size relative to the other fights before that.
Watch your step.
It was just outsized. Very strategic in trash balls and heroic. You have to knock the Strack Masters with your ball. Yeah, it got a lot easier once we started doing that. You can leave them, but it's kind of a mess, especially if you can't get people to kick them. Made it to one-armed bandit heroic last night for the first time. Very nice. Watch out for crabs. Yeah. Luckily, our group at this point, we have tons of damage. So the crabs have been just like melting instantly, which is super nice. The first week we were progressing on it was super tough because the crabs were not melting instantly because we only barely had the numbers for it. And it's a lot harder when you're like dodging and weaving around all of the crabs, especially if the crabs are going to melee and you're trying to take your bomb into melee, if they're still up. But we got our damage caught up. Find it hilarious. The fire trash is called hot garbage. Ability names in this raid in general are all awesome. They're so fun. I love Sprocket Monger Lockenstock for his voice lines and also for his mechanic names. You get the screws on you and it's called screw up. He marks you as a screw up to drop screws, and then if you walk into a screw, your debuff is called screwed with an exclamation point, which honestly you kind of deserve because you're stunned and taking a lot of damage and it's very hard to heal you through it. It's possible. You can save people at that point, but it's your odds are not good. We got too many healers somehow. 6 people that want to heal for a 14-man raid group. I got research to develop. I heard it in his voice too. Shaking out your bones. There's a lot of good voice lines in the whole raid. He's not the only one that's fun. But his tend to be the most quotable for me. Maybe his voice is in my range. I do like One Arm Bandit when he does his AoE healing absorb. He says, "No steam here, just smoke." I don't even know why it's funny. I don't know if it's a reference to something. I don't know why steam or smoke would be better or worse for a robot. It's just the way he says it. I need another pump to disable. I must have lost one. Oh, there's a bunch of them back there. How far does this thing go? Richard Reverberations. I've never heard someone call him Richard Reverberations before. Is that what his parents call him? Reaver. Guild is very often shouting, "Don't screw your friends." That's a tough one. That's one of the toughest mechanics because if you don't have boss timers, you are going to, and you're not really used to the rhythm of the fight and where you should be standing, it's extremely easy for range to drop screws in bad places because you don't get enough time once the screw is on you to get into a good spot. You get very little time. So you need to be pre-positioned like off to the side or on the belts or wherever it is that you're going to drop them. And if you're not, it's super easy to drop screws just everywhere. And especially if it's right before the first transition knockback, that's our most common wipe. The mines have been fine. It's the screws in bad spots because you only need one person who's like spaced out for like a little bit and was standing in the middle instead of like pre-standing on the edge, which is a higher, I don't know, it's a higher level of mechanic execution ask than anything else in the fights up to that point, I feel like. So sometimes that can be a bit tricky. Some people play without boss timers. Or some people might have boss timers, but they might not be like constantly watching them because they're busy trying not to stand in fire or do their rotation. I think that's pretty normal. Learn that it's possible to skip the knockback with a Warlock gate. Ooh, that's fancy. We have not done that. That's the world famous hazelnutty games. Among at least 14 to 25 people. Hello. We get anything good? Get any upgrades here? We have some sandals. Yep, definitely want to wear those. We have... Oh, I got a wave scrambler. That'll kind of come in handy once we get to 80. Delve gear is awesome because I don't know why it is, but it scales. Scales with you as you level. It's not like heirloom quality or anything, but it sure is. Look, slash, right click, leave delve. There we go. We wiped because half the group Warlock gated through a scroll. That would get you. That would get you. I don't grip people on that fight because I am liable to grip them through a screw and get them moitered, absolutely moitered. I don't grip people on most fights unless they are just very far away and need to catch back up to melee. Like on Gallywix, if somebody runs out to do one of the big bombs and it's like, I saw one of my Death Knight friends doing it and they used their sprint to get out there and I'm like, somebody would probably appreciate a boost back, and they did. And there's like nothing in the way and that's fine, but grips are dangerous, you know? Have I played Warrior yet? In my life? Yes. In War Within Endgame? Not yet. Endgame Dragonflight was the last time I played Warrior. Okay, I'm not going to save Private Spindle, so Private Spindle's just going to have to keep waiting. We did underkeep Spiral Wave Takrathan. I might have done all the delves, which is kind of a problem. I might be out of new delves to do. I could redo some existing delves. I could do Underkeep again and see if Vault Research is up. I guess I can always take a look. Where is Underkeep anyway? Is it that one? No, is it that one? It's that one. But replays are much worse experience than doing the zone or doing the delve the first time because the bulk of the XP is in that Delver's Call quest. And if you are feeling forward thinking, you will hold on to those and then turn them all in once you get to around this level or maybe a little earlier. But if you are impatient like me, you've been turning them in the whole time. So we always take Weaver. That'll put World Quest up in this zone. There we go. I once got gripped immediately after receiving Lust and PI, and I never forgave that shadow. Okay. People are brutal. People are vicious in the pursuit of the tops of the meters. We can also do World Quest to kind of gap bridge a little bit here. It's not going to be like insanely efficient, but it might be better than doing delves without a Delver's Call. Warrior arms, so much better than Dragonflight. They've been lifting. They've been doing their curls. Hi, kitty. Flabby gets my PIs for sure. That's where mine go. Hi. Here you go. Sometimes Flabby changes his name in details, which is very funny. We have 2 shamans, and our other shaman, one of our guilties, was talking about how Flabby had changed his name to match the name of this other shaman, so that there were 2 of them on the meters, and our friend was really enjoying being top of the meters and was like, how am I doing this? I'm doing so many mechanics. And he got to the end of the fight and he realized Flabby just changed his name. I think it was great because I feel like that extra belief probably helped him play super good, you know? Okay, grab this one. And you have a talent point to spend. Hi, kitty. Unending resolve is active. Is that this one? Yeah, it is. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll do Underkeep, but if there's any other world quests I can do along the way, maybe I should do that. Oh, I have a mining spec to pick. Here, let's make sure that we get into fundamentals. Lets you learn how to mine while mounted, eventually. I am a loyal warrior for 6 years. Sometimes I DPS in raid. Sometimes I'll play Shadow, especially if we're on farm content. But it's a little bit sad because I'm not very good anymore. I used to be fine, and I'm sure I'm still fine. I'm not like anchoring us, but I'm often either the last or second to last DPS on any given pull. If I was making excuses, I would say I may not have optimized my my secondaries for Shadow. I don't know how the Shadow secondaries are different, to be honest. I haven't looked at them. It's probably part of my problem. But I'm not an orange person Shadow Priest anymore. Actually, I don't know if I ever was an orange person Shadow Priest. I don't know if I was looking into parses back then. I had my 45th birthday yesterday. Happy birthday! I hope you had a lovely day. It's a big occasion. Okay, so we want Runaway Evolution. Is that the one that I want? No, I want Evolved Research. I don't think it's worth it to do them without the Delver's Call, and I did that Delver's Call already. I think I'm probably better off either doing Campaign or... Well, we don't have time walking. Doing Campaign or doing... I mean, Urbing and World Quest, maybe. At least for easy ones. Here, we'll do a little lap and see. We only have one level left, so like anything that's filling the bar is good. Anything at all. Here, we'll herb this and we'll see how much experience we get. We went from 2%. Okay, we're still at 2%, so we would need more than 100 if we were going to try to do it through herbing and mining. Still possible. Maybe a little slower than we would want it to be. Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure I've done all of the delves. I went zone by zone. I might have missed some of the Hallowfall ones, but I think I did them. There's not a super clear way to see which Delver's Calls you've done in a given character. Maybe there's a script you can run, but it's not like an achievement tracked item or anything. I have my arachnophobe filter still on. We turned it on when we were questing through Hillsbrad on the Warlock. Team is Wikora has a list. Tama's, maybe? Yeah, I don't have that Wikora anymore. I still have my my knowledge point tracker. Although I'm getting to the point that I don't really need it anymore. I'm almost completely caught up on knowledge points in my priest, actually. At least in terms of enchanting. Alchemy, I still have more branches to spend into, but for enchanting, I think I'm pretty much set. I'm working on my last... I've got like one more little 20-point thing to fill out, and then I'll be done. Being able to make wands, I think? Combat wands? Not that anybody needs me to, but I'll be able to. It'll be good. Yeah, let's do this. Can't seem to make much gold with pros right now, unless it's a craft tip. I haven't been super trying. For a hot minute at the top of the season, I was being good about using my concentration to at least concentrate craft some flasks to sell, although I ended up just using them. I guess saving me gold on buying flasks. Or, alternatively, enchants. Concentration for gold enchants is still worth. But I got lazy. I stopped worrying about it. Okay, there's that. We're 1 bar in. We're 10% of the way there. Shouldn't 10% be more than 1 bar? No, maybe not. Make 150 tempered pots out of mats for 80 for myself. So that was nice. Nice. Yeah, I have to use gold flasks for keys right now because we're trying to push 12s. So any extra time I can get from raid flasks, or anytime I can get a fleeting flask from alchemy, those are super nice if I'm making some for like a patron work order or something. Okay, this should be fine. We just need to do 15 of these. Let's do like 3 pulls of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Call it 5. I wonder, I'm probably much better off just abandoning the world quest thing. We'll see if the weekly does me any good, I guess, because we're going to finish the Ajkahet weekly at some point here. Time walking's not up. Not that I was in a huge hurry to do it. There's an extra bonus objective, but it's only for 23k. But we are halfway finished it. Maybe worth. 3. Oh no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's okay. We've got defensives, and they're working. There was one character that I leveled completely through gathering. Like, I just did herbing and mining 70 to 80. And that was without any extra, like, warband buff. Warband mentored leveling. I didn't have any extra experience from that. I have done PvP in the past. I don't really do it nowadays, though. I think I had my fill. Call me retired. I'm washed up. I'm hoping that I get this Warlock 280 with time today to actually start like working on her weeklies and do some early delves. If she can struggle through an 8, and it's going to kind of depend on her gear a little bit, but if I can get myself through an 8, that'll be very nice because I'll be able to get myself a hero piece immediately because I have a wave scrambler already on me. So I can do the 8, summon underpin, get a map, use it, get a champion piece, and a whatchamacallit? Hero piece. / salute Hazel Bro. May he rest in peace. You can still PvP. I don't think I'm too old for it. I just didn't want to anymore. Is Swifty really 55? I feel like he's 33 forever. Although I suppose it would follow that people get older over time. Hey, Kinley. My weekend was all right. It was okay. I'm a little sad because there was a house that I almost bought, but then we didn't get it, and I'm mourning, so I'm pouting right now. But I'll feel better soon. Birthday was a few days ago. He said he's 55. Huh. Happy birthday. I did not know Swifty was the same age as my parents. I guess I don't know much about him anymore. I remember seeing some content like back before I got started, which I guess was a few years ago now. I never thought he was my mom's age. People age. I know, right? But like this is a pattern I've been watching with a perpetual surprise Pikachu face. 2 more items for this. Tell me a tale achievement and I'm going to go insane. The Wave Lashers. This world quest sucks, but coffer key shards are going to be nice. So I should do it. Sometimes it's just hard to find these mobs out. 2 coffee dates yesterday. Saw Diary of Anne Frank theater production for my birthday. Oh, nice. 2 coffee dates in one day. Also, there was a flight that I wanted to do. It's a lot of coffee. People age, but not me. I'm forever 4 years old. I'm baby. Please supply juice and snacks.
It is a bright day with exceptionally favorable winds. A perfect day for a race.
House will be here soon. Yeah. I hope so. Manifesting. I thought I was manifesting it the last time. I was talking about it with my fiance and I was like, is this the time in my life to get into prayer? I'm not particularly religious, but this seems like a good moment for it. Do you want to browse deities with me? We could go on Wikipedia and figure something out. Because there's a terrible time when all you can really do is wait. Like you've got everything booked that you can, you've supplied all the information that you can, you've done everything, and there's nothing that you can do but like sit around and worry about it. And that would have been a good time to start, you know, doing some like pagan rituals or something. I was 17 when I started watching this, and I'm about to be 23. This is not real. Ah, you're still a fresh young whippersnapper. Don't you worry. My Warlock is a really janky build that I've been kind of improving along the way. I will switch her to a Wowhead build as soon as I hit 80 though. I will probably import all of the suggested Wowhead builds for the various situations. But yeah, this is what my talents look like for right now. I've just kind of picked them out as I've gone along. I'm sure they're not ideal. Alright, so we can turn in Eyes of the Weaver. I wonder if that's going to give me any... Yeah, some experience. A non-zero amount of XP. We're up to... What are we up to? 26%. You know what? This is working. We're a quarter of the way there. When there's only one quest left to go, then it starts feeling like you're making progress, even when it's just like a little itty-bitty baby bit of progress. Worship some WoW deities. Luna the Earth Mother could probably use some followers. If you want less people browsing your home, pray from one Somni. Oh, oh, nice. Okay, so I have a trinket that I can use once I hit 80 because they're dropping stuff for me, which is nice. I'm gonna do this world quest. It's a terrible world quest, but I'm hoping I can get it done in a reasonable frame of time because I want the coffer key shards because I'm gonna need them once I'm 80 anyways. So I may as well try and get them now. So you're looking for pale weave flashers. They are not in the water, which is good news. But their spawn rate kind of sucks. They're like up in the city-ish area. They're like in and around, yeah. I hope that tag went through. Yeah, good, okay. I don't know actually on Affliction if I wanted to tag something. I know Shadowward Pain has a damage component on the front end of the application so that you can tag things with it. I don't know if any of my Warlock stuff does that. If I have like an instant cast that instant tags. Corruption. Yeah, Wither does it. You're right. Wither has a little tick on it. That's good. Drain Life doesn't tick immediately. You have to wait until the first tick. So if you're trying to tag something in an emergency, I feel like channels aren't your move. Old talent trees are less pretty, but functionally as good. Does Agony have an initial damage? I don't believe it does. I think you'd have to wait for your first tick. It's instant cast, but I don't think it has that initial pop on cast. Wither does this, so we're good. We got it. I could be wrong, though. I could be misreading it. That has happened before. Okay, we're halfway there. We're getting somewhere. You guys are just citizens. Do you want to, like, break some laws so I can kill you? Here we go. Hi. How you doing? You got some big puppy kisses this morning. Kitty's right here. They were both waiting for me at the door. And when Moose gets really excited, he just starts licking the cat. She doesn't even run away anymore. She just kind of takes it like, yep, okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you. Any minute now. She's doing good. She's doing pretty good. She is in the same condition as far as we can see. Poor Moosey had an upset stomach a few nights ago. Ate something that didn't agree with him, and you know, it's really my fault for buying a white rug. I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't have a dog yet, but like I knew I wanted one eventually. Anyways, I've been trying various things to get bile staining out of rug. It was one of those that's just very, very neon in color and extremely stain holding. I had some success with an enzymatic cleaner, and I had some success with bleach. I'm gonna give it another day, and then I'm gonna have at it with some baking soda next. I'm just gonna rotate things until it like doesn't bother me anymore. I don't think it's ever gonna be the same, but it's still kind of an unpleasant color. Dog bile vomit. Yep. Yeah. Most other messes I feel like I can clean up to be basically like it never happened pretty easily, but that's a tough one. That is a toughie. Poor buddy. He's fine now though. Sometimes you just gotta get it out. Alrighty. Okay. So we are, how close are we? 37. That's good. We're past a third of the way there. Let's just like go do some, let's just do some world quests, you know? Let's just do some, well, actually, I don't need to Tarth to Dornival, do I? I can take a portal. There should be a portal like in here. Yeah, it's right here. He's left his mark in your life. I also have some furniture that has been distressed by him from his puppy days. Some fashionable bite marks on a couple of table legs, etc. Getting Mog from Old Quest is so fun now. Yeah. Bought a Hoover carpet cleaner. I had a wet carpet cleaner for a brief period in my life in my last place when I was trying to get the mysterious smells out of it from the previous tenants. And that was satisfying. I didn't keep it. It was one of the things I didn't keep when I moved. Because I have rugs here but no carpet. Yeah, let's do this one. Why not? Satisfying though. Although I did find I had to go over the rug like 5 times before the smell was lessened, and even then it wasn't completely gone. Yep, that was the one with the murder corner. That was my last place. Can you believe it's been like 4 years now? I moved out of there in 2021 and it's 2025 now. Yeah, time's kind of getting away from me a little bit. I liked a lot of things about that place. And then other things were only okay, but it did its job. Murder stains? Oh, so I was on a quest in my last apartment that I was renting in the States. I was on this quest because I move in kind of like peak pandemic, so like I'm not able to see the place ahead of time. I don't really do a walkthrough with the staff or anything. Like I pick up my keys remotely. Like it's all very hands off. And I get the impression that there was not really a proper cleaning done between tenants. I don't know why, or maybe they cleaned it and they just didn't care, but it became very apparent to me that the last tenant had animals and that they didn't pick up after them because the carpet in the main room smelled bad. Like there was a persistent urine smell that like was really hard to get rid of, and I had got a carpet cleaner because I was nothing if not resourceful. I wanted to deal with it myself. It's not like I was going to invite other people into my apartment to work on it, and I don't know if they would have done if I'd asked them to anyways, because like I don't know, I did not have a lot of luck getting help from maintenance when I lived there. So I eventually just became part of the ecosystem. When the birds started nesting in the vent, I decided not to rat them out because what did maintenance ever do for me? Regardless, I was trying to track down the worst stained areas of this carpet so I could really focus the cleaning on them, because to try to get the smell out so that it wasn't so stinky. And in service of that, I got a black light to try to pinpoint the worst damaged areas. And when I was going through the apartment with the black light, I discovered that there had been big drips leading in a path to one little corner / weird shaped area of the apartment that was completely saturated in something that was triggering the black light big time. Like maybe 5 to 8 square feet covered. So we were joking that was the murder corner, that somebody had died in the kitchen and been dragged to that corner, and that was where the blood pooled. But then I was like, there's realistically, I think the most likely explanation is that there was a trash bag that had like meat juice that was dripping, that was dragged. I don't know why they left it on the carpet, like just animals, but that was left on the carpet and then eventually taken out. It didn't. The murder corner didn't smell, but that was the joke as I was going around, and it was just like the most like stereotypical Halloween decor crime scene that you'd ever seen in your life. Blood doesn't glow under UV? Oh. There you go. More good news. Wild stories in the past 5 years. Maybe they're normal stories and I just, ham them up because you gotta have something to talk about. You've made it. I hope so. There's nothing that says that I'm gonna buy a house that doesn't have a murder corner. I'm gonna be lucky if I get one that is less than 120 years old. Alright, where am I going? I'm going to do this race. Murder corner might be cheaper? Yeah, it might be a prerequisite. It's not going to be who died here. It's going to be, are they going to come back? Not ghosts, the people that killed them, Higher classes of houses have their murder corners better disguised, right? It's the murder corner discount.
A perfect day for a race.
Nope. Bloop. Bloop. We're nearly halfway there. I don't even know if Flight World quests are efficient value for your time while you're leveling, but they feel like cheating to me because I don't have to use my combat buttons or anything. Would you buy a house if someone was killed in it? Sure. Assuming that they were, that it was nothing to do with me and nothing to do with the house specifically, and it wasn't like a famous murder. Like, I don't want crime podcasters tripping through there. I don't want, like, loan sharks coming back looking for somebody to follow through. But if it was nothing to do with me, that's why some houses go on the market, is because the person that lived there maybe not got murdered, but died for various reasons, Like, people aren't letting go of their houses willingly, so a lot of them are coming out of people's cold, dead hands. It's just happening. Yeah. I'm not super squeamish about that kind of thing. It's really none of my business. Would you live in a known haunted house? I mean, who knows it? How credible are they? Are these like, probably. Listen, it's an expensive market. We can't afford to be picky. Wouldn't feel a tiny bit ominous. I would feel a tiny bit roof over my head. It could be fun. I am fairly laid back about ghosts. It's not that I think that paranormal things are impossible. I'm not like a total skeptic. I just feel like if there was stuff like that, which would make sense because I'm sure there's plenty of things that I don't understand or that we don't understand as a society yet. Who says they're out to get me? What did I ever do to them? Like, it's not that bad things can't happen just because, but I feel like generally speaking, if there was any kind of a manifestation, it is unlikely that they would have a default problem with me, and, it'll be fine. How many subs for Ghost Hunter video /arrow? Oh, Steve Puff Marshmallow Man ghosts are like Exorcist level. It's just Casper. I mean, Ghost Cat can come with me. Ghost Cat can move with me. Not subs, man. Channel points. I hate to break it to you, but I don't really got any incentive to give anything away for channel points because they are effectively null of value. They're a fun metric for winning gambles and having spent time here, but they don't benefit me at all. I know that's a selfish thing to say, but if we're talking trading value for stuff. I was thinking about what I would do for a subathon if I was going to try to do one to raise some moving funds. I don't got a lot yet. I don't got a lot of ideas. New Game Plus, get rid of them all at once and start over. I mean, I could always, next time I do some gambling, next time we play some Hearthstone Battlegrounds and you're betting on the outcome, you can just send them all,
It works. Look at these pictures.
That's an upgrade. Look at that.
Maybe I can get him to Wolford Fizz bracket. I always
The house is known to be haunted in the neighborhood it's in. Does everybody in the neighborhood agree? Do people across various walks of life and education agree? You know, if it's just something that like a spooky old man in the pub's talking about, then I'm not really concerned. I guess I've never been around a haunted house. I've been around old houses. It just seems like something that would be easy to work yourself up about if you were likely to get worked up about it, and there's really no sense in pulling in that thread. $20 to play a chat suggested game that I already own for 30 minutes. Would that work? Would anybody do that? Maybe, actually. Well, that would be dangerous, actually, because I have some wild stuff in my Steam library from that one time that it got hacked. I guess I don't have to include those ones in the list. Yes? Alright, I'll think about it. That's a good idea. I know Subnautica's on there. Same here, dude. Hacked. I lost my Steam account for like a year or so, ages and ages and ages ago, to a Russian IP address who didn't take any of my money. Like, I didn't have a payment on the account or anything. It was just the account login. And they, like, bought a bunch of games with their money that are still in my account, didn't play any of them, and logged, like, 500 hours of Dota. It was the most gamer thing I'd ever heard of. Dota, by the way, being free. Account gets hacked, games get bought, don't get played, only free game gets played. I might have Hat of a Boyfriend. There's definitely some anime dating sim situations on there. It does sound like a cover story, though. I do not have the KFC dating sim. $20 to play Dota for 30 minutes. That's actually a challenge. Oh dear. Oh, you know what the problem is I tried to do the Cinderbeast quest and they're elites and I am not qualified to deal with that. Let's just go do side quests. We only have half a level to get. It'll work. Hacked, she says. It was a long time ago. What are the most embarrassing games in my Steam library? That's a fun game. What do we got? I'll try to omit anything that's just straight up, you know. Partner has like 2K hours in Dota. He said a lot of it has to be from him falling asleep while it was still open. What, like it's the fireplace channel? He makes it sound like he's a grandpa falling asleep in front of the news. Yeah, I was asleep. I used to leave WoW logged in to camp for the Time Lost Proto Drake back in Wrath, and then it would auto log out, and then Cindergosa would come across the loading screen, and I would be napping, and she would wake me up, and I would scream. It was scary. There's a dating sim where you play a raid leader, and one of the win conditions is whether your guild clears the raid. I mean, if you're actively dating your raid members, I feel like your odds are not good, right? Like, jeez. Holy moly. Yeah, you can change the lights behind us. That was one of the things that I wanted to set up for channel points, actually. I haven't done it because I don't know how, and I'm lazy, but it's a possibility. It's technically possible. Not the shelf ones, but the pillar in the corner. The shelf ones are not on Wi-Fi. Weird calling out past kills. Yeah, my take is that the more that, I mean, I guess I don't know how everybody's workplaces are run, but the more that you run a guild like a workplace, the better off things are gonna be. Most embarrassing is Blood of Magic, a horrible alpha stage early access game that was abandoned rather fast when I paid actual money. It's happened to all of us. Your romance options are your second in command, the new recruit, And the guild leader of a rival guild who has an alt in yours. Oh. Not, I mean, not based on explicitly on any situations I've actually been in, but I feel like the most likely option would be the girlfriend of one of your existing raiders who finally talks her into playing the game after 5 years, and then they start raiding together. Leading to, you know, divorce, child support, etc., etc. Played Blood and Gold Caribbean, also abandoned early access banned in the reviews. Oh. I mean, as long as you liked it. Anyway, what does my Steam library have? Sort by... I have things like favorited. So yeah, not only the ready-to-play games. I mean, I have a lot of games that I bought back when I thought I was just going to play a lot of games. I feel like we all had that phase with Steam where we're like, oh man, it's on sale! People like this game. This is great entertainment value for my money. Back when we were all obsessed with like getting value for your money out of entertainment and comparing everything to like movie tickets. Like anybody was going to the movies. That's how people used to justify their WoW sub to each other. And then later Steam games being on sale. It's like, oh man, I got this game that other people put like 500 hours in and I paid $250 for it. This is great. You never load it. It completely neglects the time and emotional energy and mental energy it takes to get invested in and learn the premise of a new game, whether you actually like it or not. Would enjoy watching you play any of the Rage games. Well, lucky for you, one of the games on my collected list is Cuphead. Although I don't imagine, I don't know. I'm not gonna say I don't see it happening in like a paid subathon format, but, all right, what are we doing? We got side quests. Why don't we just pick up a bunch of them? I never had a League era. The closest I had was playing a couple of rounds of Heroes of the Storm whenever they had like WoW promos. Did not play Little Nightmares 2. My Blueberry's around. Don't worry about him. He's fine. What do we have? We have... How many games are there? Is there a way to like see the list? I have 135 uncategorized and then 9 favorites. So I have like under 150 Steam games. Which, I'm saying that because I feel like it's not very many. I haven't bought any in like years. But it's probably still more than it needs to be. A lot of these things I just don't... Like I bought them on sale and I just never played them. Oh, because favorited Steam, I only have 9 games that are favorited on Steam. We've got Castle Full of Cats, which is a find the hidden cat game. Excellent. Highly recommend. Dark Souls 3. Don't Starve, Muck, Pal World, Raft, Satisfactory, Stardew Valley, and Valheim, which has an update queued. Those are my 9 favorites. I remain convinced that Timberborn would be up your alley. Similar to Satisfactory. I've watched a bunch of trailers and like promo material for Timberborn, and it just, the UI and like the look of it didn't really grab me. You might be right. It might be totally my thing. Right now I'm neck deep in the beginning of a new Animal Crossing playthrough. That's how I've been soothing myself through my house hunting woes. I have not tried old or new RuneScape. I've never played any version of RuneScape. Excited for Witchbrook to come out. Anyway, here, I'll, faster than reading them all out, I can just do like a little scroll. I don't think there's anything sensitive on this screen. No, we're good. Anyway, this is Steam Library. So I've got, there's Amnesia. A lot of them you'll notice are from like 2013, 2014. There's Baldur's Gate. That one's new. That one's newer. I don't even have any playing hours in Binding of Isaac. I just heard it was good. I love Cook Serve Delicious. It's great. Some things I don't know that I've ever played. There's, of course, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3. Dave's very cute. Dave the Diver. What else do you got? A couple of Dragon Age games. A lot of survival craft. A lot of survival craft because I like survival craft, so I tend to... Oh man, this is fun. This was my favorite web browser game, and I fully bought it on Steam, even though you can totally play it for free, but I wanted to buy it and play it. Anything else that's like good? that I would play like on stream, or that somebody would get me to play on stream. I don't know. Oh yeah, people could make me play The Sims. I have The Sims 4. I don't even know if that's a new one or not. I don't know when I bought it. I've never played The Sims. People just tell me that I would like it. Sometimes I think I'm too old to get into some things for the first time. Like, I needed to have some nostalgia for it. No, I never tried Palia. They were doing some streamer promos, and it's very backwards of me, but sometimes when people want to pay you to play a game, it makes me feel like the game's not worth playing by itself. It like devalues it in my brain whenever they're marketing it, which is not fair. But it is what it is. And then there's the ones covered underneath my portrait here. You've got like Wolf Among Us. You've got We Were Here, which is terrible. It's a good game, but I was terrible at it. I was very inebriated. Wild Mender, Witcher, Wolf Among Us, and XCOM Enemy Unknown. Anyway, that's the tour of the Steam library. Alright. That was fun. Subnautica is so good. Castle Full of Cats is the hidden cat game. There are a variety of different titles by the same developer. It's basically like a black and white picture that you go through, and then you click on the little cats that are hidden in it as you find them. I got a kick out of it. I played it once or twice. Option to check your total spending on Steam. I've heard of that. I like kind of sort of looked for it, and then I decided that I should not, you know, open doors that I'm not ready to confront. Betcha I've spent more with Blizzard than on Steam, though, over the years. Betcha. Any warriors? I'm just going up a lot of stairs here. Try Enshrouded. I think I might have it. I think it was Enshrouded that I got, and I was excited to go in on with a bunch of friends. And they set up a server, and I log on the first evening, and because they were playing during the afternoon, and the way the game was set up, the tutorial was already finished, and you couldn't play through it again, so there was no tutorial available, so I was lost. And then I quit. And also Palworld was going on at the same time, like you're saying, so I ended up playing Palworld instead. But it had, and I'm sure they fixed it, and also if I just played it like by myself, I could probably have time to, I could probably do the tutorial, but like, it was such a terrible new player experience that I didn't forgive it and try it again. Not that they care, they have my money, they don't mind if I play it or not. Here we go. Palworld was fun. I would go back in on that every now and then. Glad I never tried it. It was goofy. I enjoyed it. It's not the kind of thing I would play full time, but every now and then, nice little playthrough. How are we doing experience-wise? We are 60%. We have 40% of a level left to go here. I have a lot of hours in my life in Stardew Valley. Some of them are on PC. More of them are on the Switch. Some of them are on iPad. I have bought that game on a variety of platforms. I think it was last year that I tried to do a replay, and I realized that I was finally reaching the point in my life where I may be not bored of Stardew Valley, but I might have played at least the early game out. I might have got to the point where it's not. Maybe I've done enough of it. I certainly got my money's worth. I love it though. That'll always be a good one. Let's do Soul Rot. Needs breaks when you get to that point. Yeah. I've played the early game so many times. Like the first 2 years, I would say, is usually how long I get in before I get bored and move on to something else. So I'll do the community center. I'll usually unlock the island from the, I was going to call it DLC, but it was just a patch because Concerned Ape is a nice person. Still taking a break from it. I never really 100%ed it though. And every time I started, I'm like, this is the time I'm going to 100% it. And then I don't. But like, I have fun pretending. It's kind of fun to lie to yourself for a while. Waiting for Switch 2 so I can play Donkey Kong Bonanza. Nice. I need a Soul Stone. And a Health Stone. Also, I might need a break at some point. Let me just finish getting this quest done. And then I'm going to take a quick AFK. Why did I think I could fight all these things at once? Oh, it's because I can. So that's the bonus objective done. There we go, that one's done. This crate gets distributed just over here. Hi, kitty cat. Perfect. We'll go park ourselves on the cliff. Oh, there you go. 100% is so many percent. It's a lot of percent in any game. I feel like you have to be very committed to do it. And the thing that I always come back to is that the only reason I have the 100% a game is for fun. Nobody's going to throw me a parade. Nobody's going to cut me a check. Nobody's going to mail me like a trophy. And even if they did, that wouldn't do me a whole lot of good. So the only reason for me to 100% a game is if I'm having fun. So if I reach a point where it's no longer fun for me to continue working on completion, then I just kind of drop it and move on. But it means that I very rarely end up catching them all because at some points I get bored. I'm going to take a real short break. I'll be right back. I bonked. Hi, kitty cat. I was sitting down and I knocked the side of my knee into a piece of furniture and I hit it at just that right angle to really let you know. Oh, dear. Kitty, what games are on your Steam library? You have Competing with the Dog for the Sunny Nap Spot. That's a good one. Kitty, you like fishing? How the heck are you? Got me a nice chicken salad. What's up, Jans? How you doing? Nice lunch. I was telling the stream earlier the story about you in Raid when Flabby changed his details name. I hope you don't mind. It was really funny. I thought it was a beautiful moment because I figured part of the reason why you did so well on our kill was because of the inspiration, you know. I feel like it would have that effect on me. I would be unlocking, you know, inner bounties at that point. I'm doing okay. We had a picnic at the beach, sort of. Okay, beach is a strong word. On some rocky cliffs, but I bring foam gardening boards so that you can sit on something that's not going to tear your pants up. Because we were a little sad that we didn't get a house that we wanted to buy that we almost got, but then we didn't get it. So we were, I was like on the couch yesterday afternoon on my day off being like, I'm never going to be happy again. And he's like, you have to get up. And I was like, I don't want to. And he's like, you have to eat lunch. And I'm like, if I don't eat, then I don't need a house. Because I was feeling dramatic. So he talked me into getting up and then going out. And we went and packed some sandwiches to take to the water to go hang out for a while. And that was good because we saw some seals and we saw some eagles and ravens and stuff. That always cheers me up. Blame the housing market. Y'all deserve that house. Yeah. You know what? That house doesn't deserve us. They wish they could be so lucky. They actually do. I found out what the other offer was, and it was less than what we had offered them. They just they were obligated to offer it to them first because they'd accepted them first. Anyway, I'll get over it eventually. But the picnic was nice. Although I bought bread and it was bad bread. I didn't think that was possible. I'm a big bread apologist. I love bread very much. It's my preferred form of basic overprocessed carbs. But I got this sourdough loaf that was on sale. And it was terrible. I don't know if it was old or just bad. It was completely flavorless. It was very dry. It was borderline dusty. It was not so good. I think it was on sale for a reason. I'm getting my Warlock leveled up today. I am 79 and 78%. 79 and 70, or 83% actually. That's pretty good. I think side questing is actually the move. I've got more that I can pick up over here, I think. Or we could do Rambleshire, but that's too far north. I don't want to do that. The breadmaster, you're buying bread? Listen, it takes a long time to make bread. And sometimes we're a little stressed. I feel like my ability to prepare food from scratch comes and goes. Like, I always know how. And sometimes I have the ingredients on hand, but the real missing component for me is usually the mojo. Some days I have the mojo to, like, conjure food and, like, bake or cook or whatever it is. And then some days I have, like, maybe the mojo to eat something if it's in front of me. You gotta kind of judge which day you're on. I haven't used my bread machine in a while, actually. I need to whip that back out and remind myself of how easy it is. I am going to cook tonight, though, and I'm going to start it early because it's raid tonight. So I cannot start it late, otherwise I'm going to be late to raid. Can't do that. I usually keep my mojo in my upper cabinet. Dr. Malk. Over here, maybe? Here we go. I've been eating through... I was so convinced that I was about to move. I was so convinced that I've been, like, eating through the pantry and, like, making strange things out of odds and ends. You know, I've been, like, for snacks, taking little bits of, like, crackers that are of questionable age and putting them in a dish with, like... I don't know. I've just been trying to eat different things that are still sticking around. Like, I'm going through my cupboards being like, well, this is definitely bad. This is maybe okay. You know? And then I'm so cheap feeling right now that I'm like, well, if they're calories that I already paid for, so if I can ingest them without major illness, that is the thermodynamically efficient thing to do here. So easy to forget how easy certain things are to cook. I put it off forever and then I cook again and I'm like, whoa, I should cook this. I always say that. That's my line. I'll make a batch of curry and then every single time I'm like, yo, I should do this more often. It was so easy. Every single time. But then as soon as you're not, like, right in front of it, you forget. I think the problem is that, like, your state of mind when you're, like, kind of amped up to do something like that and you have, like, the energy and the mojo, so to speak, is very different from your state of mind when you're just kind of barely hanging on. And it's hard to relate to the other state. Even if you ping pong back and forth constantly, it's really hard to relate to the other frame of mind. I always have this completely erroneous belief that I will always feel however I'm currently feeling. So when I'm feeling pretty good, I'm like, oh, great. I will feel good forever. I'm going to plan to do things like this at this pace, at this rate forever. And then conversely, whenever I feel like I can't do anything, and I'm very non-functional, I will be like, oh no, my life is now over because I will never be happy again. I will never feel any ability to do anything ever again. Like, there's no wiggle room there. And I know this about myself. It's not a secret. But it is funny because even when I point it out to myself, it's very hard to, like, snap out of that thinking. There's two different Janses and they are wildly different in ambition and taste. I don't think I should be going down into this pit. I don't think this is a good idea. I think this is going to be kind of a slow place to quest and level, but I'm so close. Look, I'm at 87%. We just have to... Honestly, I could probably just go herbing and not even worry about questing, but... There's a rare over here somewhere. I had a bad yoga dream last night before I went this morning. I had a dream that I went and I accidentally started practicing on somebody else's mat, which would have been a huge no-no, but also would be a very weird thing to do. But you know how sometimes in dreams you're just like... I'm usually tired when I'm dreaming, so in the dream I have like that sort of half paralysis that you get when you're asleep. And then I was like, I finally like went and found my mat and I found a spot for it, but then I like kept putting it on top of someone else's mat and like bumping into someone else. And then the person behind me who I kept falling over into was like, man, I really hope you're not here next time I'm practicing. And I was like, oh no. And then I went to the front desk to try to quit. And then the room was like flooding with popcorn. And I think the dream morphed into something else at that point. But It was, I think it's just because I hadn't been in a while. I was getting anxiety dreams. Also because I've been thinking about quitting, because if I'm going to have to quit whenever I move. And I thought I was about to, so I was like trying to plan my speech. Not speech, but, you know, what I would say if anybody asked me any questions about why I was suddenly abandoning them and their studio. So thrown off if somebody was like, God, I hope you're not here next time. I remember in the dream being extremely, like, I understood why, because I did keep like falling into them. But in the dream, my feelings were so hurt. I was like, oh no, I'm so sorry. Embarrassment was so hot that it popped the corn. I have never fallen over into somebody, although I'm sure it does happen eventually. The mats get packed pretty close together and some of the postures are balancing, and I'm sure it happens. But it has not happened to me yet. My legs are kind of long, so I'm always very cautious and kind of paranoid whenever I'm doing plow pose, which is a shoulder stand where your feet come sort of behind your head. I can't really see where I'm putting them, and if there's someone practicing directly behind me, I scooch to the front of my mat first to give myself the maximum amount of room, but I'm terrified I'm going to bring down my legs and my toes are just going to poke somebody. Because that would be really, really embarrassing. And I don't want to knock someone over if they're balancing and then cause like the yoga room domino effect. Just mule kick the person behind you. I am not quitting WoW. I might have to quit my yoga studio if I move. I've never quit WoW. I guess I would one day because unless I play until I die, which is possible. But thought hasn't really occurred to me. Man. I do an awkward little scooch in the middle of my vinyasas to make sure that I stay on my own mat, because with a normal one, you would end up going about half off your mat behind me, but that would definitely take me onto someone else's mat, so I do a funny little butt scooch to, like, move myself forward and back so that I'm not taking up anybody else's space. I think I look ridiculous, but nobody's giving me a hard time about it yet. Quit WoW? We can do that? I don't think we can. I'm pretty sure we signed a contract. I've never... Oh, have I ever tried Destiny? I think I might have, actually. Not for long, but I'm pretty sure I played at least the intro. I think I at least, like, started a character one time when it first came out, which was eons ago. I remember playing through some kind of a spaceship and getting really motion sick. It just wasn't my thing. A bunch of my friends were super into it, though. My WoW guild for a while had, like, an active Destiny team. Back in the day. The aesthetic of it wasn't really my thing. I prefer fantasy to sci-fi when I get the chance. Mm-hmm. 89%. Any upgrades we want to wear? Nah, those are about the same. Hi, kitty. How you doing? Meow. Kind of hyped for marathon. Speaking of embarrassment, not to myself, but somebody I saw, I was driving and there was like a person controlled area where they were doing one-way traffic, so they had to flag people on either sides that had the stop and the slow signs to stop traffic so that they could do one side at a time. And the person driving in front of me either doesn't see or doesn't care about the stop sign and tries to just drive around the dude. And the flag person understandably gets pretty upset with them because that's how you die. And then finally like chases them down and like waves and like stops them. And then they have to do the awkward reverse of shame. And then we had to wait there for the other people to go for like what felt like 5 whole minutes. And I could see the person in front of me in their seat just like scrambling for anything else to do to avoid looking at the flag person that was like right in front of them waiting. They were like on their phone. They were talking to the person. I feel like they were just doing anything to not be in that situation. I don't want to explore down there. It looks down. It looks bad. I'm not gonna do it. So that made me feel better because I feel like I'm occasionally embarrassing, but I do stop at stop signs when they're planted or held. Nobody was hurt or anything, but it was, you know, like I was just waiting, so I had nothing to do but just watch this all play out. Why aren't there more steampunk genre games? Seems like a theme that lends itself to gamifying. I feel like there was a spate of them, kind of 2011-ish. I actually made some videos for it at the very beginning of my content life. What was it called? I just saw it in my Steam library. I just saw it. Hang on a second. It was called... It was very steampunk. Not XCOM, although that... You could make an argument. Shadowrun Returns. That's the one. I played Shadowrun Returns. I guess that's just one game. I feel like steampunk had a real vogue in kind of 2006 through 2012. And it's probably just still cooling down from then. I think it's probably due to come back soon, but that was my high school years, you know. All of my friends had like a pocket watch and a monocle. And the more visible gears you had in your pocket watch, the cooler that you were. I'm pretty sure I got my high school boyfriend a pocket watch for a birthday present, and he was like really happy about it. Or at least he said he was. Maybe he was just being nice. Less than 1 bar to go. We're at 93%. Isn't that exciting, kitty cat? Hi. Hi. How you doing? You're warm. Canadian steampunk high would make for a good TV show. Oh dear. It just well might. Is this working? Is this going well? Good, good. And then popping this one up here. I still have my rarity counting my crackling shard attempts for, I suppose that would be Alanira. I have 0. I have killed 711 things, which it insists gives me roughly a coin flip chance to have gotten one by now. I got nothing. Has not happened. Place a core on each standing stone. Oh, okay. I can do that. Oh, we're not going in a circle, huh? I can't believe there's another patch next week. Like, I know it's about time, but... There's still World Quest and Undermine I haven't even done yet. Okay. It said that I should defeat him, but... Oh, I did it! I'm level 80! Wow! Woo! Alright, we're Hearthing. We're out of here. They don't need us anymore. Congrats! I thank you! It is 11:16 a.m., which gives us 45 minutes to scrape as much gear out of the warbank as we can and get her off to the races. Starting to feel like my raid PoEs are never gonna sell. I would be considering cutting prices on them just because I feel like we're at the beginning of that drop-off where people kind of stop buying them and gearing for raid. 593, so I'm just clearing out some space first. Oh, I should try to sell these greens. I don't really want to. But I want to clear out some space so I don't end up like putting on anything that's not an upgrade for me. Here, we'll sell what we can. Yeah, it's morning for me. I am West Coast. West Coast. I am in the past for most people unless they also live on the West Coast or they are in Hawaii. Let's do 400, 250 maybe? Because like these are reasonable. You can buy them while you're leveling, and if you had a piece of gear, they're all for slots that are not heirloom. You might be able to get away with. Might be able to sell those. You can do it no matter what. Flappy said. Wait, what? Huh? I don't really know if I need these for bag slots, but just makes me feel better to clean it all up. Then we can go through and vendor everything. She's got about 30k gold, give or take. It's not a bad place to start. We can open a purse. We can use a knowledge point. Got a little bit of cinder pollen. Soulbound, soulbound. Actually, I should keep those cave dwellers delights. I use those. Those are nice. That's actually an upgrade. 545 and wait a second. 623. There we go. Those are warbound. They are an upgrade for me now, actually. I might have something better though. I'm excited to dig into my bank. This is like my favorite part of gearing up a new character, is when I first peel open the war bank and we find out what we got. Do you like living in the past? Yes, it's fantastic because it means that I don't have to stay up super late to game in the evening with my friends. If it's like 9 o'clock and I'm starting to feel kind of tired, like I want to get ready for bed, it's going to be midnight for any of my friends in the East Coast. So if I'm like, oh man, it's bedtime, they're like, yes, it is. The reverse, I think, would absolutely kill me because I really appreciate an early bedtime. Let's get past some of the campaign. We got our new weeklies here. Let's see. So we're starting at 565 is our starting point.
I have an extended supply of boots for outlanders.
Cloth. Let's start with cloth. So I have veteran shoulders. Anything else that's like veteran or champion? Champion belt. Veteran belt. So we don't need that. We can use the champion one. Alright. We've got an adventurer robe. Adventurer bracers. Boots. Explorer legs. Adventurer legs. Those are really not worth putting away, but whatever. Maybe I'll disenchant them in a different character. And then that was the robe, which I already have. Okay. And then trinkets. I got a goblin grenade. I'm pretty sure I got actually a... Here, we've got a warbound remnant. That's no good. That's like a melee thing. I got a warbound amorphous relic on my priest, but I still need to put it into my war bank. Here, let's start with this. See if we can get above 600. That puts us to 588. I'll get rid of these things. And I'm going to just check and see if my priest has anything she can deposit, because I'm pretty sure she does. I think I got something just yesterday that I wouldn't have put in the war bank just yet. What do you do when you have nothing to spend Valor Stones on? Haley has it. The answer is cry. You can... What else can you do? I don't know. If you have nothing to upgrade them on, you know, you've made all your sparks... I got nothing. I often am capped on Valor Stones. Clock is 80, only took 10 million years. Wasn't it like 1 week? I feel like we started making this like a week ago. And it started from level 1. I think we did pretty good. Yeah, I'm happy to have the problem of being overcapped on Valor Stones. I guess I can just... Oh yeah, there we go. So it was an amorphous relic. Anything else warbound? Mail, plate. Ooh, cloth legs, actually. Shouldn't have equipped those ones so well. Yeah, we'll send those to Evelyn. That's my name. Making Sparks does use them. I take comfort in sinking some Valor Stones into Making Sparks whenever I'm capped, because I'm like, oh man, I'm not wasting Valor Stones, despite the fact that I'm not using the Sparks. I craft my 2 embellished pieces per season, and then I quit crafting anything, because I'd rather just wing my runes on like random upgrades, and I don't want to bother crafting anything else if I already have my embellishes. Okay, so these are gonna help. We've got a veteran, so I got 2 veteran trinkets. That's great. Those are gonna be a nice upgrade. Champion pants. I'm actually gonna, oh no, I'm not. I was gonna say I'm gonna catalyze 2 piece because I've got 2 champion pieces, but one of them is veteran. I could certainly catalyze it, but I don't like catalyzing veteran even on alts. I'd rather wait for champion gear because we're gonna get some. All right, so that's 596. But I still need to check for rings, cloak, and neck as well. I think I can do some things there.
My directive is to serve you.
So let's see about rings. Finger? There we go. So we certainly have a hole punch doubloon. I've got tons of those. And then we've got a veteran ring. Lovely. What about neck? Lucky penny lockets. Or a champion neck. Lucky penny lockets. Well, he saved for later, I suppose. What about a cloak? Nothing. Oh, there they are. They're called backs. Okay. Adventure, adventure, adventure. Okay. Haste mastery. I guess I don't actually know. Let's find out. We're playing Affliction. Wowhead. We were going to get to this point sooner or later. Wowhead, Affliction Warlock. Let's see what they say. So they say that my stat priority is Mastery Crit, followed by Haste and Versatility. That's great. Mastery Crit is what I usually like anyways. So this is going to be my cloak here. That puts me up to 603. Nice to clear 600. While I'm here, let's get some talents. Open World, copy talents. These are just some cheat sheet builds. Delves and questing. Import. Actually, maybe I should just call it Open World. I might do dungeons. I might do delves in my dungeon spec. Sometimes that works. And then Mythic Plus. Not wildly different. Maybe a little different. What does it give you? Curse of Exhaustion, Curse of Tongues, Dark Pact, and a Dark Glare. Nothing too crazy. New loadout. This is going to be called Keys. Hang on. That's not what I meant to do. Import. Keys. I knew I was missing something. Oh no! my browser crashed! Chrome, please! Wow. Warlock. That's what I get for trying to open it in Chrome. And then we'll grab a raid spec as well. Doesn't even say if it's single target or not. Oh well. Import. Raid. Changes a couple things. Wish the Gleeful Glamour cooldowns weren't so bad. They want to change their main's race all the time. You know what I do for that? Atomic Recalibrator. Mind you, it doesn't let you pick one. But I do Atomic Recalibrators, or I do Coin of Many Faces. Is good. Yeah. Google Anti-Warlock, Anti-Hazel confirmed. Lovely. They want me to choose my herbing spec. Fine. Fine. Dunk that in. Did I equip the rings? No, I did not. Where'd they go? There's my old insignet. Oh, hang on. Gotta put it in that slot. And then the other one is a hole punch doubloon. That puts me up to 607. Which is good. Basically, the goal of gearing out of the warbank is to get as comfy as you can so that you can get into, so that you can basically make it through 8 delves by yourself without a ton of drama. That's the dream. I'm going to clear up my quest log a little bit. A little housekeeping. Anything else we can abandon? Nope, not abandoning that. Still gotta do that. Fair. Poor tester strength. Okay. So now she's on her journey. Before we even get to doing delves, we need keys. So we gotta open weekly boxes. We are probably gonna do this Cinder Bee thing, which apparently I'm already partly done. We'll do the Cinder Bee thing. I'll do probably Awakening the Machine because I still need cosmetics from that. And then Surge and maybe Hallowfall? Hallowfall's easy, but it's easier on characters that already have Radiant Remnants. Time to equip the 606 gear. What's 606 gear? You can get veteran stuff for undercoins. I'm still saving those for transmog though. Let's sign this up. Surge pricing in 2 minutes? Okay. Maybe I should do that first then. Let's do that first. My Hearthstone is still on cooldown, but I can fly back and head down because that's one of my keys. Can you buy Radiant Remnants? I was farming them. You can buy them for what? What do they want from me? How many of my children? Yeah, Transmorpher Beacon's good too. Dark Pact, huh? Sacrifice. That is a defensive. Maybe I should stick it next to Unending Resolve over there, a little panic button section. Resonance crystals? I need those though. I'm using them for mounts and stuff. Oh, you know what? Now that she's allied with a cartel, I can probably do. I can get 2 keys in Undermine and not just 1. So here, hang on. Didn't think of that. So we'll pick up. We can pick up our checklist too while we're at it. May as well. Finally remembered to buy the Atomic Recalibrator last night. Sad 12 hours, better than nothing. The buff lasts for a long time. You can also, if anybody else happens to drop any, you can use theirs as well. Oh yeah, that's something that I need to remember is that you can get a ton of free crests, Valor Stones, and a free coffer key shard or a free coffer key from each Renowned Quartermaster. So it's worth kind of doing the tour to visit all of them. Lovely. So if I want to do this, I need to do any 3 world quests in Undermine. So while we're waiting for surge pricing to come up, we can do some of them, especially if they're going to give me 970 gold. I think 1115 has even more stuff demanding resonance crystals. Oh dear. Drop 12k in the 20 renown mount. Yeah, I did that too. I've been getting more resonance crystals lately, which has been lovely. I've been getting them because I've been leveling these alts, and doing the delve tour gets you, I have almost 6k from leveling. Mind you, that's only like half of amount, but hello? Oh, there we go. It helps. Every little bit helps. And then whenever you repeat these weeklies, you get 200 per, which is not nothing. But yeah, I feel like I'm never going to have enough resonance crystals. I'm glad alt leveling is worth at least some. Last item for the BFA meta, Rajani and Oldham rep. You know, at least it's not like an RNG thing. You don't have to wait for like a world quest to come up. That stuck me for a long time. Not RNG, but very slow. Mm-hmm. Don't mind my golfing. Sick. Feel like finishing getting the sets. Oh, no, 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 don't mind my golfing. I can do it, I swear. Okay. Okay. I need to turn on Surge. I need to turn on jobs. But I also want to finish this world quest. And also there's a rare right in front of me. And also I forgot to get my chat list. Oh no. Oh, I suppose I can finish this world quest anytime. The golf will be waiting for me. Hi. How you doing? Do I look like I've spent a lot of time golfing? Actually, don't answer that. I don't know. I guess I can buy the Paragon pets from those 2 N'Zoth assault zones. Do you want to farm that route? A couple days ago, someone was raging at the golf game. They didn't know you can control the bomb. I mean, it's definitely weird. Like, you see a golf minigame, you would kind of assume that you cannot control the bomb because it's strange that you can. It's just because it's like a weird goblin thing. Or because it's a WoW World Quest and they're going to do whatever they want. You know. Normally in golf, once you've hit it, you're kind of done driving it. So, give me a list. And I open, close it, open again. Complete that one. And now we're jobbing. We'll do a batch of 10. Chance at a mount. I still need the mount from this. Goblin's cheating. No way. Yeah, that one's awful too, because it is possible to do it without steering the ball. It's just, it would probably be way harder. But possible enough to make you think that that's how you're supposed to do it. I am officially going to be a little weak for a while. I will get better. We will get more powerful over time, but this is, you know, Evelyn is in her underpowered era. Oh, where did they take my Vile Taint? It's just Phantom Singularity now. How am I supposed to AoE apply my agony? You want me to tab target? Like some kind of sucker? Maybe it got bumped somehow. I guess I did not really look at this spec much. I just kind of put it on and hope for the best. Actually, I might still be in the raid spec. Maybe that's why I don't have Vile Taint. Bet you the dungeon spec would have it. Also, there's no world in which saying the phrase doesn't make me feel at least a tiny bit inappropriate. I am in the raid spec. Okay, let's do the key spec. And maybe open world. Hey, how you doing? You warm? You feel warm. You're very soft. Beautiful. I usually go through a short phase where I'm not fixing my Monk because I'm replacing my gear so fast that it's like too much gold to spend to update it. She still has her broom on. Oh, you know what? I forgot to check to see if there was a weapon actually. That would have been an idea. Look for a weapon. Oh, there we go. Help the nice lady cross the street. I kind of like shipping and handling. I thought it was going to be really boring, but I'm entertained enough by the challenge of trying to get between jobs quickly, because the jobs themselves are pretty much fine. They're pretty easy. And there's not so many of them that you can't learn to do them efficiently, but the learning to drive someplace without getting myself stuck inside a street pole is apparently more challenging. Okay, yeah, there it is. I have my button back. Everything's okay. We can all stop panicking. Half the time the job's bugged don't complete. I had a weird one where it was the name suggesting one, and it wouldn't complete when I stepped in the ring, but then I was able to walk in the door and just do the thing anyways, even though it didn't show, and then it let me do it. Because sometimes you don't want to reset your streak because you're trying to get to 9. You know, you're trying to get one done. I've had much better luck with the shipping and handling though. That was bad for me for a while, and it's been far more consistent. Aw, that's a sweet thing to say, Milka. We do our best. I have good days and bad days like everybody. I wonder if we're gonna get the extravagant chest. I don't know why I'm so motivated to get it. It's not like you get anything super good in it. Valistran's crest, resonance crystals, gold, but like... You get 2 pieces of veteran gear from your first weekly caches. And that's sometimes a nice place to start. I don't feel like I get it anymore in the purple chests and the green one and the blue ones. That's kind of how I feel about the theater troupe chests. Like they're a higher quality. Maybe they have more stuff in them, but if they do, it's not noticeably more. It's a very minor difference. 2 more. Which I made really complicated by doing those dots exactly backwards. Let's use that dark pack. Let's use the dark glare! Oh, I don't need it anymore. That's okay, you get him. It's nice to meet you. I'm a brand new Warlock and I've never summoned that thing before. It looks a little bit too into it. I think it's a little too excited about the glaring. Help, they're spawning on me before I can get out of combat. I should have checked for a weapon. I might have had one. I think I have a staff, a caster weapon in my bank. I guess I could actually, you know what I could do? Is I'm probably going to finish the job streak first because like we may as well, but I could just summon my war bank too. I don't even have to go back to town if I don't want. We're going to deliver this one this way. Come on, let's drive a little better. I can't do more damage yet, but I can certainly try to drive a little tiny bit better. I don't even think I have a good turbo set up yet. You have to take your car and actually like do a tiny unlocking quest on your alts. Like you can drive the car without unlocking it, but if you want to change out if you want to access the different parts that you've unlocked for it and change them out, you don't have any turbo at all until you've set it up. It takes about 30 seconds, but I haven't done it yet. My poor Cragmoth. He's got the teeny tiniest little health bar, but every now and then I look down there and I'm like, oh, buddy, you are having a bad day. Capital B. Capital D, bad day. Blackwater Marina, huh? The other thing that you can do for the world quest to unlock the cash one is that you can just do like your racing and your pet battle world quests, and that way you don't have to even do any combat. Sometimes I like to throw them behind me over my head like a bride tossing a bouquet. You know, except it's a burger. It still counts. You know what I think is going to be the real measure for when I feel like a grown-up? Every now and then something will make me feel more adult. Applying for a mortgage was definitely up there. There was a lot of words involved with that. But you know what I think I'm gonna really feel like I made it as an adult? Is the day that I roast a red pepper and then put it on something. Because I feel like roasted red peppers are delicious. And you can buy them like pre-roasted. But the day that I do it myself at home, it cannot possibly be difficult. But it just kind of seems like the thing that you don't think of doing until you've really got your life together. Do you guys have any like benchmarks for things that you feel like you'll finally have made it after you do? If I was trying to cheat, I would just go get a red pepper and roast it now, but I don't feel like I've earned it. I got the mount! I think, right? Yes, yes! Lucky! I would say retire. I don't know, do people do that anymore? I feel like they just retire and then they unretire. Definitely buy a house. We got a violet goblin shredder. Nice. That's what I've been doing those batches of jobs hoping for. Not too bad. Not too shabby. Spoke to a financial planner and I can retire in a short 2 years after I die. I believe they do not fly. I don't think those mounts fly. The Warlock is the chosen one. Lucky. The rockets fly. Not with that attitude. You're right, I don't believe. So the surge pricing box will have a item for me as well. This is just for resonance crystals, really. Also, I can tell I need a helmet because my crown mog is still on. Can I? Or am I allowed? Oh no, they will let me do it, won't they? There we go. Okay, you don't have to do the unlock quests. You can just stop by the guy and change it to whatever you want. I need to pick a turbo. Perfect. I think that was the last thing I needed from there because I have the pet and I had the mount. I'm at 63% with Undermine. There's so many things. I think that was the last thing I needed from shipping and handling. I'm not 100% though. I don't really know where to check because it's not like vendor stuff. Nice. So open that box. Bracers. All right. Veteran bracers over adventure. That's pretty good. Also, I never put on this neck piece. So let's do that. Got a champion neck that we never equipped. And put those on. So that puts us to 610. I'm going to drop a warband because I don't see why not. Let's go do it over here. It's not like it's a cooldown I'm going to need again in a hurry. And check to see if I have a weapon because I think I must. I just forgot to look for it. What about a staff? I have a veteran staff. A veteran warbound staff. That will work. Because my other option, there is an adventure dagger. Yeah. We'll use the staff. And that puts me to 615. So we can get rid of this one. This one. We can get rid of these three. I should have 2 keys. Really? How many keys do I have? Yeah, I have 2 keys. One of them's from boxes. I've got 3 more I can get from boxes. Let's go finish the golfing thing, actually. Or maybe I should take one of my keys and I should go do a bountiful delve is what I should probably do. Because I only have 15 minutes left on stream and I want to try out at least one delve. We can get the rest of our keys some other time. But here, we'll at least do this last one. Or 3 of 4 holes in one. Last one I could have sworn was around here somewhere. I kind of thought this was the one I was doing. Maybe, maybe not. Eh, counts. Beautiful. I'm gonna try it solo, but I will probably need them later. Alright, so it sounds like... Here, anything else on chat list? No. Sure haven't. Sure not. You know what the best way to get to a random bountiful delve is? Whip out your Delvabot 7001! Because we got a wave scrambler too. Hello, Hayes. How's leveling going today? Hello, Rihanna. Going good. I got to 80. I did it. I did it with about 45 minutes to spare, so I am now getting my character as geared as I can in short order. It took us to, what is this, Waterworks? Waterworks. We're hoping for a story for Waterworks called Put a Wrench on It. That would get me an achievement, actually. If we could be so lucky. Yes! Okay, we're not doing an 11. That would be bananas. I am item level 615 and I'm going to attempt to solo an 8. It should be fine. It's just going to be kind of slow. We'll see. We're gonna... Oh, also I didn't get myself any... Literally any... Yeah, hang on a second. One sec. Before we do that, we're going to get ourselves a little bit of consume. So we're going to do a Belladar's Bounty. Get a stack of food. We're going to buy some health pots. Because these are going to be kind of tough to do, so we really should set ourselves up for success. Cave Dwellers. I've been buying, just using the copper ones. And then let's do maybe some silver alchemical chaos. Buy like 10 of those. Mana oils are kind of expensive, no matter which version you get, but they last a long time. Buy 10 of those. Health pots do not share a CD with tempered pots. Cave dwellers do. I am really cheap and I don't use damage pots unless I'm really trying to impress somebody though, so I'm probably not going to use tempered pots. I just stick this on a bar somewhere, and then I'm going to put this on a bar. Nope, no, not that one actually. My mana pots on shift 8, and then I guess I can put soulstone somewhere else. 2 and 3 star things cost the same. Why would anyone ever buy the 2-star ones? They wouldn't, I don't think. I don't know why they sell. I don't know who's buying them. Okay, so back in the 8. I'm gonna set Bran up a bit conservatively here because I'm expecting this to be tough at my item levels. So I'm gonna eat my food buff, and then I'm gonna get Bran's food buff. I'm gonna have Bran heal. I might still stick with my rocket fuel though. I don't know. It's either that or bioprinter. Maybe I'll bioprinter this time. At least that one's hard to mess up. You don't have to impress me. Little things. Yeah, I usually end up whipping tempered potions if I'm in a dungeon key DPSing and I'm just starting to feel bad about myself on the meters, and then I'll be like, alright, we're lusting. This is my time. It's worth 200 gold. Send it! Okay. His equipment should be just up here. And this is going to be a little bit of a slow and steady. I'm fully expecting this to take like 15 minutes. So we'll have him heal. Bouncing grenades. I liked the rocket fuel. I think we're going to bioprint though. Because we're probably going to be fighting rares and stuff. This is great though. This is exactly what we need. I have never done this story, but that's okay. We're not going to be in a huge hurry. I have health pots, and I'm even going to soulstone myself. I don't know if it'll work, but why not? Worth a try. How's Warlock feeling? I'm having fun with it. I have only tried Affliction. I got it into my head that I wanted to try AF, so that's the only thing I've played. I don't know. I can't speak to the other specs. I'm going to do this in pretty small pulls. Because of my item level. Nice thing about playing a pet class in Delves with Healer Bran is that Bran's potions can heal your pet, which is super nice. Blotsfamer, thank you very much for the 70-month resub. Holy smokes. Thank you so much. Good morning, good morning. I hope you're having a lovely Wednesday. I'm doing pretty good. Get this guy to 40%. We should get a copy of him. 70. 70. Oh, my. What is the longest possible? That! It's gotta be up there. I don't know, actually. A couple people have founders badges from being some of the first people to sub to my channel. It is the case, though, that I was streaming for a few years on YouTube before I came back to Twitch. And I streamed on Twitch for a few years before I went to YouTube, but those years don't count in terms of subs because I wasn't partnered at that time. And that was before the dawn of the affiliate program. You know, way back in 1885. Okay. So we have our little bioprinted guy. Sure, I'll risk 2 packs here. See if we can get him rounded up somewhere. Yeah, we're doing fine. We're doing okay. It's weird having Shadow Bolt. Or not having Shadow Bolt, rather. But if the spec says Drain Soul, then Drain Soul it is. Pressure valves. It seems kind of fun. It's working out. I like that the bioprinted copies, maybe they have a duration and maybe they don't, or maybe they're dying to stuff. I don't know, but they seem to last a really long time, which I appreciate. Let's get some little guys here. Whoop. Careful. Careful. Dark glare. Oh yeah, that's right, Brance. I was panicking. I was just kind of like, what if I just run? What if I just run? No thinking, only running. Only running. Thank you. Oh, okay. Maybe no more double pulls for a hot sec. My pet's not dead. Oh, my pet is dead. Oh. Ooh, what about Dark Pack? I don't know if it's gonna work. Oh no, it'll work. It'll work. I thought it needed my pet to sacrifice. I wonder if I have one of those talents that lets you insta resummon your pet. Fell Domination. Yeah, we should put that on a button. And then maybe I should put some of my pets next to it on keybinds so that I can grab them back in a hurry. At least those two. Hi, hope y'all doing good. Hello, Burrito Salad. Doing pretty well, thank you. How are you? Your name makes me hungry for lunch. Still some of those monthly wallpapers you used to draw for Patreon. I saw some of those yesterday. I was going through my phone photos and I have a couple of the old wallpapers, or like the little postcards saved. Memories. They last until you die, so just don't do the dying thing. Just don't do it. Oh, he healed. He gained his health back. That's nice of him. Alright. You know what we need to do? And this is going to be horrifying. We need to... This is a nice big room. Excuse me. I need to use my Wave Scrambler. I need to summon Underpin. This is a great place to fight him. And fight him I'm gonna. Oh, you have to reach the Empowered Stone. Oh, you can't do it early. Okay. You don't have to do it on the stone, but you have to have at least gotten there. Okay, that's good to know. We'll cowabunga later. I'm so scared of Underpin. I think he's gonna absolutely thrash me. We'll see. So far, I think this is going better than my Hunter did in her first one. Or my Paladin. Poor Anthus was in, like, Mycomancer Cavern. Or the fungal one. It was tough. It was bad. Okay.
Watch your step. Watch your step.
Refresh all these lovely dots. My Voidwalker is not so much with the holding of the
Watch
aggro.
your step.
He's not doing so good at that.
Watch your step. Watch your step.
Did I get a copy of that guy? No. No, I got a malfunctioned copy. That's sad. Maybe just these guys. We really don't have to be in a hurry here. It's going good. Plus, I think after this, I'm only going to have maybe 3 different Delve stories left before I get the Delver's meta, which has a mount. It's kind of a weird looking mount. It's the Ivory Goliathus, so it's like a pink fleshy looking bug. But if I finish the achievement, it's going to be my pink fleshy looking bug.
Gruntle.
Swatched a demo from Destro when I had Void Aggro issues. Seemed to work better. He's doing a little better now.
Gruntle.
Make sure I'm using my cooldowns and spending my thingies here.
Gruntle.
How much damage am I doing? Slash details toggle. Oh.
Gruntle.
Not, you know, it's nice to have a really attainable starting point so that you've got lots of room to grow. You know, and that way later when you get some more gear and practice, you can be like, wow, look, I was only doing 400k and now I'm doing 2 mil. You have to do 400k first in order for that to really, like, feel salient. Oh, hi kitty, how you doing? Are you cozy? lounging? You look nice. I'm going very slowly. Alright. Underpins allies. Those are going to be a little scary. Let's do... Soul Rot. Warlock! Yeah! It's pretty exciting. Whoa, 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 whoa. I know Bran has healing potions, but when I'm panicking, I'm more likely to hit mine because I know where mine are. And I don't remember where Bran left his sometimes. There we go. Oh, my poor pet died. It's okay, we can try doing the thing. Alt 1, Alt 2. There we go. Much better. Much better. Lovely. Okay. There is a rare over there, which I could do for the bioprint if nothing else. I am dodging, Bran. You just shush for a second. Save. I always have one traditional, super slow, kind of making myself work for it, 8 delve on a fresh character. Because the gear is so good. You get a champion piece, and then if you have a map, which I'm going to get, you get a hero piece too. It's so good. Okay. I don't know why Curse of Exhaustion's on such a primo button. That seems a bit strange. Frank gets so
Watch your
sad.
step.
Bran was really struggling last night in Excavation Site 9. He was channeling his inner Niffin. He kept just walking into the cliff and completely disappearing when he was tanking something. Tank Bran. So when he goes
Watch
somewhere
your
weird,
step.
he brings the pack with him. I don't know what's been up with him, but he's been just diving off of cliffs and into
your
things, like
step.
into walls lately. I'm sure he's doing his best. Nice, and Underpin drops a map even if you die. Otherwise that would be so rough. Yeah. I am
Watch your
very
step.
curious to see if this character survives Underpin. Here, you know what? Let me pull up my Twitch dashboard. I'm gonna clear this room before we pull Underpin. Because I think I must have hit the halfway point by now. So I'll clear this room first. Hang on, where's my own stream manager? I want to set up a prediction. Will Underpin kill me? It's weird doing them in the third person. Hazel's Warlock. Yep. And then we'll give that, like, I don't know, 2 minutes? Because I'm going to be clearing this room for a minute. There you go. You want something to wing some channel points on, you can vote. Maybe they'll bring Mythic Track to Delve. I mean, it's nice that you can get Gilded Crests from them now. I'm not really holding my breath for Myth Track gear, though. Because right now, I get 1 piece of Myth Track gear in a week, and that's from Vault for doing a 10+ key. And even doing harder keys doesn't get me. Like, I guess if... Yeah, maybe they would give you a Vault slot. I don't know. It would be hard. Because 11's... Oh, the prediction didn't pop up? Oh, hang on. I gotta confirm it. Sorry. There we go. Now you can vote. Thanks for letting me know. Because 11 delves are a wildly different level of difficulty from, like, 10 to 12 keys, I feel like. They're not crazy dangerous. They're just slow. Accidentally voted for your device. It's just a prediction, you know. It doesn't mean you want me to die. It just means you think I might. It's a good prediction. I'm item level 615 in a delve 8, and Underpin's a real bully. He's very mean. I die to him on my main sometimes. I believe. do you mean I need to be closer? I'm right on top of it. You're not gonna make me go swimming. There we go. Got a female undead on my mage. Absolutely great combo. Nice. I love female undead casters. I think their casting animations are really nice. They're not too showy, but they're just the right level of dramatic. Plus, cloth lets you cover up your knees if your knees are something that bother you. I suppose now you could make a less fleshy character, but I don't know. It's not every day that I put an undead in shorts. Maybe I should. You know, let her legs shine, or lack thereof. You know. That's how we're gonna fight beauty standards.
Runful.
Oh dear. Mine's in a skirt, but that's only because that's what I had on originally. Oh right, because you did a toy, yeah.
Runful.
I mean, I'm gonna put her back in her summer swimsuit. I think. I guess I could take a chance to make a new mog, but I like having the Warlock in the goofy mog. I think it's fun for an alt. I don't need her to be in anything super serious.
Runful.
Skirt with the leg wrappings. Nice. Oh yeah, I know the one. I wonder if Cragmoth's gonna make it. What's this button? Curse of the Satyr. That seems like a better one. There we go. Okay, I think we're gonna pull him right here. If it'll let me do it. I still haven't reached the midway point? Okay, well. That's alright. We must be there soon. I could have sworn it must have. Never mind. We'll be there soon. Holy mackerel. Alt's gonna have a goofy fun mogs or the one serious outfit that they're always in. Sometimes my character, if it's the only character I have of a given race and I got heritage armor in that race, they'll wear that one outfit forever. Like my my troll warrior Bokoa, he has troll heritage on. I'm pretty sure until the end of time, assuming I still have that character.
Runful. Runful.
Yeah, my damage is nothing to write home about, but we're doing okay. I think the biggest risk with Underpin is that it's going to last a long time, because if you want him to go away before he kills you, then you have to get him to 50%. He's going to have a lot of health, and it just gives me a lot of chances to mess up, really. And we'll see. Okay, so it's just the last boss. There's the halfway point. That's so silly. I guess we can fight him in this room. This is a perfectly good room to do. Because we can clear some space in here. There's lots of space. And... whatchamacallums. We can turn off those valves too. Yeah, interact key is bound. I did underpin on single question mark already. There are definitely some places where no matter how bound your key is, you still can't kick the bombs. Don't find bomb kicking and in-delve underpin not useful. It's basically just to make space. You can also just like outrange the bombs, but depending on where you are, sometimes that's feasible and sometimes it's not. Okay, we gotta be careful here. My pet okay? No, he's not. Crag Moth, please. Sometimes I'll walk in a potion expecting it to heal Bran because I'm so used to healing my pet that way. And Bran is kind of out of luck. He's going to have to heal himself. Did I get just one of the 3 explosive allies? I think I did. That's funny. I didn't know you could do that. Alright. How are we doing on Nemesis packs? They're all done. There's no more Nemesis packs. They cannot bully us any further. I'm gonna completely full clear this room. There's spores in this room! Have there always been spores in this room? That's kind of annoying. Because look, they're gonna do the thing. That's gonna be fun for Underpin. Good grief. I know you can use them to help, like, do damage to stuff, but I don't find it does really that much damage. Looks like we're not spec'd into Oblivion. So I suppose I shouldn't worry about it. This is an on-use trinket, so we should put that on our bar and actually use it once in our life. That would be good. Oh, I'm over time. Oh, careful, I almost got my feet wet. Don't get me wrong, I'm going to finish this delve for sure, but I did not think I was going to be in here this long. I don't think I'm going to need the whole room for him, but just in case. Might do. I think I can pop all the things, the spores, but I think they're just going to come back anyway. I don't think there's a huge point. Spores are unbelievably annoying. They were, I mean, they're annoying for everybody, but I found they were just horrible for melee. My poor paladin was having a time. I'm trying not to use any of my cooldowns, but still, you know, kill these things eventually. I'm gonna be really extra, and I'm gonna fix this leaking pipe too. Alright, Underpin. It's time. What kind of odds do people give me? I guess I can't see. We'll find out later. Is he coming? There's somebody on his perfectly legal property. What are you doing to my property? There he is. Oh, he hurts. Oh, you have to cast the Ascension trinket? Oh dear. Okay, yeah, he's fine. He's not a problem at all. We did it! Let's manage that prediction. You guys did not believe in me, holy moly! 85% votes for yep, she's dead. Alright, congratulations to the believers. Nice. All right, so we got our map. We're going to use our map and then go do the last boss. TC payout. Thank you, channel points. Yeah, he actually, like, he hit my pet reasonably hard, but then he just decided that he didn't want to. Jacob, thank you for the 45-month resub. Appreciate it. I never beat him. You just have to get him to half. You don't have to kill him. If you're having trouble with floor space, you can kick bombs to make more floor space, or you can just like kite back when they go out so you're not near them. But yeah, I have a hard time. I have not yet done the double question mark version of him in the end game though for the golden mount. I'm gonna do it when my Bran is higher. That also can help, as my Bran is level 70, so if your Bran is under leveled, that's gonna make anything in Delves a little bit tougher. Double question mark scares me. Waiting for those corruptions. Playing BM for some time. What other class do you recommend? It depends. If you want to stick with ranged, you could try a caster. You could try Shadow Priest. If you want to try healing, you could try Holy Priest. Depends on what you want to try. Those are just things I play. Flatly biased over here.
Whirlwind. Watch your step. Whirlwind.
I don't think you can stun the boss. I think that's a waste of time. Oh yeah, Ret Pally. Ret Pally's really fun too. Oh, he got dizzy. Poor guy.
Watch your step. Whirlwind.
I wonder if I'm doing this in a group delve with Flabby. We do this for a while, and then he's like, can you move your pet out of the stuff? And I'm like, huh? Because, like, I never have to worry about it, so I never think about it. What do you mean melee needs somewhere to stand? Alright, we got our waterworks stories done. I got 45,000 experience for Bran. And brand new Warlock. About to get some gear. Hi, kitty. You're okay. I'm just sitting up. Brand new Warlock about to get some gear. Should have a champion piece and a hero track piece. Let's hope for good ones. No stinky trinkets. That is a hero track ring. Thank you very much. Haste Versa. Not perfect stats. Honestly, not very good stats for her. But you know what? She had an adventure ring on, so she will wear it. And then our bountiful cache has a champion chest piece. Yes, so you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to catalyze 2 champion pieces and get her 2-piece. Also an adventure thingy. Lovely. Let's take her back to town. Puts her up to item level 619. Still big gains to be made from replacing gloves. And then like cloak. Gloves, cloak, and then helmet actually is another good one. Sometimes I'll take veteran undercoin pieces, but I'm still saving those for transmog. And she has a lot more delves that she can do this week, so doing that I think will help quite a bit. What was I going to do? Oh yeah, and I was going to get my 2-piece, because I am not expecting another champion piece until basically next week, so I can enjoy catalyzed 2-piece for a while. I will also need to craft her some stuff, but like, ugh, needs a strong word. I don't think I crafted stuff for most of my ults. So we'll take the champion pants. Those are good stats too. Because yeah, you have 4 catalyst charges now, which is amazing, which means that you can get basically 4-piece instantly on any alt. Plus, you know, a little bit of transmog. Have you managed time to play other classes? I mean, my main gets her chores done, and then the more alts I have, the less I do on each of them. Nowadays, I'll show you my alts. These 2, hang on a second. These 2, Boppin and Anthus are pretty much just doing chet lists. I guess they're maybe doing delves as well, like 4 delves per week each. But once my brain is finished leveling, I'm probably not even going to worry about that. And the delves are going a lot faster now that they're higher item level. Boppin is 650 something and Anthus is 640. So they go pretty quick. I just don't do very much on them. I'm not doing keys, I'm not doing raid. I'm basically just doing delves and like a little bit of undermine. And then if I eventually ended up with enough alts, I would probably stop playing Boppin altogether and just kind of move down the list. But I am, speaking of managing time, finished for today. I'll be back tomorrow morning for a little Friday morning stream. Stream schedule looks good this week. I don't think I have any downtime yet, although of course things could change on short notice if, I don't know, like a house goes up that I need to see. But I may squeeze off a little early Sunday, but that's like a later problem. Is it Thursday? It is not Thursday. It's Wednesday. Did I say Thursday? I didn't mean it. You can't prove anything. It's not like you have video evidence. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your company, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.